Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Joey. I'm here for your Game Over Greggy show, episode 258, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Pre-show. Thank you, Cool Greg.
Thank you for talking me through all of that. Appreciate you.
I got you. It's Joey, and I'm here. Can we make the chat bigger? Por favor. That's perfect. Thank you. So yeah, welcome. We just wrapped the kind of funny, Greg's Comics cast, which you can catch if you're a $1 patron, like you are to be watching live right now. I am not going to do a show by myself. Nick is coming eventually. But today on the show, you get an exclusive one-on-one with Nick Scarpino and Greg Miller. What kind of secrets will they divulge? Who knows? Nick very quietly in the background said none to the secrets question. So sorry, no exclusives here for anybody. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Just DJ Kento said, did you guys go to the Habit? We did in fact go to the Habit. Was it the second day in a row we went to the Habit? Maybe. But it's so good. And I didn't actually know that there was one in the Bay Area. Because I'd only ever had it in, like, by my parents' house, which is, like, 2 hours away, or in Southern California. So I was excited because those tempura green beans are pretty dope. So I wasn't mad when Nick suggested it for lunch again today. And then, yeah, it's been good. Ordered some stuff.
How do we have this many lens caps, but none of them fit any of the lenses? This is
They should all...
What is happening?
Cool
everyone?
Greg's got some information
Cool
for
Greg,
you.
what's the hot take on?
As far as I know, when we filmed the Ghostbusters party mode,
Yeah.
one of our caps got lost.
And it's the cap.
So we've been going, because we never used both those lenses at the same
this is not
time.
an 85
So one goes, you just switch them back and forth between the 24 and the 35.
Right.
They use that same top cap.
Okay, that's so it's fine.
It's confusing.
So 50s and
makes
85
sense.
should have their own.
Got it.
Don't you hate when that happens?
No, I don't know. What's up, everyone? We'll be right back. We're a little discombobulated today. Let me see the close-up
that like
shots, Cool Greg. Yeah, we never really
We are
use
a
them, but I
little
just wanted to see what this looks like.
Discombobulated. Oh, hey, it's me.
Hold on, I'm gonna
I'll
focus
be
that.
sitting. I'm standing in for Greg Miller. He's doing something in the back. I don't really know.
These ones usually have 2 people in them. This is the one-on-one. That's how I was thinking at the 85s.
Yeah, it's too close up though. It's too jarring to have that shot that's really close up. And then if no one's
I need my hair redone.
in these cameras, that you have to have a person.
I'm also listening to. I don't think you can hear Greg and Nick talking, but they're talking about a lot of particular things. But yeah.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to leave that on the way.
I was like, this is awkward, and I don't really know what to do.
Let me put you back to the one real quick. Sorry, Joe.
It's just me. I'm here talking.
Joe, can you sit on the other side?
Sure, why not? This is all the cool stuff you guys miss when we don't shoot shows back to back. It's very exciting. So now I'm over here and I'm doing things. And yeah, the end.
Cool.
You good?
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, I noticed. So this sweatshirt is new, and I just noticed that there's like all of this like navy blue lint stuck to my cup. And that's kind of gross. I don't really like that,
Oh,
but it happens.
my bad.
Now everything's all organized, and we'll get it all set. I don't know what that is. So yeah. What are you guys gonna talk about on the show today, Nick?
I don't know. That's a good question.
It's a surprise.
We'll talk a little bit about.
Nick's saying you're gonna talk a little bit about
Sorry,
something.
Come over here. I'm done. I'm done. Done.
We're done.
Done with it.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it all.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure. We talked a little bit about a couple things that are happening in my life, or have that happen in my life. One of which is I did. Oh, Oh, I forgot how hard that is when you hit me. I did my first official Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition on Sunday, so I'll probably talk about that. That was a fascinating and terrifying and exhilarating thing. Going back to something that happened earlier, though, yes, we did in fact go to the Habit again for lunch today. Not only did we do that, as we were leaving, we ordered Cool Greg's hamburger, and then we got his. So we ate, ordered another hamburger. Then the other Greg texted us and was like, "Hey, are you guys at food? Can I get food?"
Yeah.
Went back into the Habit, spent a good 20 minutes more than we needed to in the Habit, and we kept ordering from the same guy, and he was just like, he didn't even bat an eyelash. He was so dead inside that he was like, I don't fucking care. Like, just get it done.
I know this is the 4th time I've seen you in 24 hours, but
fuck it. YOLO. My favorite thing was yesterday when we ordered from that dude.
But this is a different dude than yesterday.
This is a different dude yesterday. Yeah, this guy today was different. But the guy yesterday, Kevin, the guy messed up Kevin's order. And then Kevin looked at him and was like, can you just redo, like, he was like, I wanted fries or something like that. The guy's like, oh, I didn't give you fries, sorry. Like, he wanted a meal. And he's like, can you just redo it? And the guy's like, yeah, I can redo it. And then Kevin's like, can you put it on the same, of course Kevin asked, can you put it on the same buzzer? And the guy's like, no, I can't do that. And Kevin's like, it'd be cool if you could. And the guy's like, it's just really hard for me. And Kevin's like, okay.
Kevin was like particularly bothered by that. And I just.
Of course he was. Like, well, Kevin's always bothered by anything that like he wants to have happen. He doesn't like when people say no to him. That's what he doesn't like right there.
Which is why.
And I gotta be honest with you. I don't either. I don't like that shit either, Cool Greg.
Which is why I like to take it upon myself to say no to Kevin as much as possible.
That's fair. Well, someone has to balance it out.
Yeah.
You know? Got to balance out the universe.
Ask you a quick work-related question.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
So this Comics Cast thing, do I still need to make a Patreon post for it, or is now just good to go?
We need a thumbnail and then a Patreon post for it. But I would wait for the video, but I would wait to post that until we have the audio for it.
Audio's up.
Oh, dope. Perfect. Then, yeah, you could put it all into a Patreon post. We just need... Did Miller do a thumbnail?
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Put the thumbnail in the video.
The live video, correct?
Yeah. And then edit whatever the metadata for that is.
And then go from there?
It should already be unlisted.
Okay.
And then we'll do a new Patreon post linking to the audio and the video. And then once that's up, I'll take down the live recording post so that there's only one and it looks pretty.
Now, DJ Kanto asks what I assume is meant to be a incredibly insulting question. He says, why does Nick dress like he works at a summer camp snack bar? First off, how dare you, sir? Everyone loves everyone loves a snack bar. I don't know what fucking summer camp you went to that had a snack bar at it.
You didn't have one?
At your summer camp?
Yeah. Well, at my summer camp, we had a coffee one.
We had snack bars.
And we had a snack bar that also served milkshakes.
No, you went to some bougie ass summer camp. I went to a summer camp that barely had beds. Snack bars, I think of Southern California, Dana Point.
Oh,
remember Dana Point Beach?
I do know Dana Point.
They had that snack bar where they'd give you the It's-It. They called them Chipwiches. It was a different type of It's-It, but it was basically an It's-It.
Same thing.
That was always the best because no matter how clean you thought your hands were, they were always sandy. And you were always just eating sand.
Sticky, and it's
You were eating
gross.
sticky,
I don't like
sugary sand, and
Yeah.
it was disgusting.
Candy corn?
No.
Snack bars at the beach. Great or
Are you
terrible?
actually here or are you just putting stuff down?
I'm everywhere, Joe. Snack bars at the beach? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
DJ Ken-
Oh.
The fucking the concession center. DJ Kendo said that I look.
Hold on, I don't get close to Joe and
No,
Yeah,
this
she doesn't like
never
it.
happened.
DJ Kento said
It's in stereo.
that I look like I work at a snack bar at a summer camp. And I don't know how to take
camps
that.
don't have snack
Yeah, that's
bars.
what Joey said that hers did, but these bougie ass kids, these millennials these days.
Exactly.
Oh, it's a summer camp. By summer camp. That was amazing.
I hit her right in the hand when she dropped the cup.
That would have been a me thing.
Wait, you've been at you went to a real summer camp.
Yeah.
Like sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
And they had a snack bar. Like, were they making like nachos, or was it like you come and you give them money, and get a candy bar or something?
Both.
Speaking which,
but
I have
instead of nachos.
I have a Butterfinger on my back.
Hey man, we were just talking mad shit about you earlier today.
Yeah, because you ate all the cinnamon bun Oreos.
Because you ate
monster.
all the cinnamon bun Oreos.
First
and you
off-
none of that. You announced it. You announced it that you were doing it.
I crack it. There's 5 Oreos in there. What do you want me to do?
Eat them all. I mean,
Exactly.
that's what I would've done.
I
There's
started
3
with
of us here right now.
I started with 2, and I was like, that was good. And then I was like, actually, maybe there's 4. I started with 2, and then I was like, well, I need more, and I went back. No, there were 3, and there was 5 total, and I took the other 3. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
Of course.
What the fuck do you want
No,
me to do?
Who was the one that
realize that.
requested the cinnamon bun Oreo?
Everyone.
You did. You made me go back to a
Everyone. They're
Target for the
delicious.
third time in one day. I went to that fucking Target for you.
Thank you.
I walked out of the Target
We
and you're
have
like,
so
oh,
many
also,
tomatoes
can you
in the
get us
back room.
tomatoes and lemons? And then we never used the tomatoes and lemons. And I was like,
not
did
true.
Joey just
we
long?
did. We
That's
did.
not true.
When?
About 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Andy ate one, tried to eat a lemon, couldn't. Kevin ate more of it. Then a tomato
Kevin
did
got
get
really
eaten.
sick.
Yeah.
Who got sick?
Kevin
got sick?
from eating the lemon, from biting into it. He
Yeah.
felt really not good.
Oh no, I remember that. Okay,
That's probably not
It was
good for
also
you.
just not sleeping forever. I think that probably caught up.
also
with me.
true.
But
yes.
that does take a toll, from what I understand, when I'm told.
But yes, we did have snack bars, and mine had like the snacky stuff, but then they also made milkshakes. But that was separate from the coffee shop.
Oh my! You didn't go to a fucking summer camp. You
I
went to
did.
fucking.
That's a
You went to a
Starbucks.
spa.
You went to a Starbucks.
You went to a
It's not a
spa.
And then we used
Where's
to
it? Call
fling
your
each
mom
other.
right now and ask her where the summer camp is. And is this the summer
Hume
camp
Lake.
for adults?
I don't think it's for adults. But then we also play this game where everybody holds on to a piece of rope and there's a trash can in the middle and you just try and swing people into the trash can. And I'm really surprised more of us didn't go to the hospital.
Wait, what?
More.
There's a piece of rope that everyone holds on to.
Everyone holds on, has like maybe a 1.5 foot long piece of rope in each hand.
Right.
And you're in a circle.
Yeah.
And there's a trash can that's empty in the middle. And the whole goal is if you want to win by not touching the trash can.
So you got to pull someone into the
So
trash
you
can.
just like fucking swing people into this empty trash can.
That sounds like
It's
all of
really
your
fun.
shoulders are going to hurt way later in life.
yeah, but you're like 16, so you don't care.
That's fair.
And it was really
That's fair.
fun.
I feel like it's going to be one of these podcasts.
Where?
today.
What summer camp did you go to?
unbuckle.
Where
It's called
was this?
Hume Lake.
Hume Lake.
Yes, it's in California.
Cool,
somewhere.
Greg. I need to spell it out in the Google search for her.
Hume? H-U...
H-M-E? Hume.
H-U-M-E? Lake?
It's in the Sierra Nevada, Fresno County, Kings River.
There it is. I know.
Christian camps. All right, click on that one right there.
Oh, you guys did it for Jesus?
Can we see this?
Did.
That's cool.
Or can they see this? Cool, Greg?
Not with you.
Not with me. Nobody cares about us. It's fine.
That's fine.
The
Where is this?
Berkshires.
This looks like an adult. Oh, no. There's some kids in there.
Wait, you
This
went to
place
Sierra
looks
Nevadas?
dope.
Which one?
This is outside of Fresno.
Yeah, here's what I-
so
here-
it's this one.
Sierra Nevada.
Okay.
Click on that one. Hume Lake. Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
where,
have all these
I
other
want to
ones
see
when I
this
was here.
snack bar that Joey
Yeah.
got to frequent because I'm just
Throughout
like,
the year, we offer
This
this
camps
is
and.
bullshit. Father and son adventures. You can shoot some stuff.
Oh
That
my
sounds
God,
cool.
Nick! Please take me on a father-son adventure.
Oh, let's go. I'll be like, he's my boy.
Where is
And
it?
then we'll just explain it
Go-
that I married your mom and
Go
you are my
down.
son and like you're
Yeah,
my
what do you want me to
stepson.
do? I'm a stepson. Is
It's
you're
not
not going
Meadow
to acknowledge our
Ranch.
love?
And they'll be like, so this
It's
was for kids. And I'll be like, well,
Ponderosa High School camp. Give me the details on this. Look at these kids having fun in the mud.
God, what are they doing?
We used to
They're so
do.
dirty.
We used to do in the day camp I went to. The summer day camp. Oh yeah, play the video. We did Pigpen Afternoon.
What's pig?
This is a promotional video for Hume Lake Summer Camp 2019. This
Someone
is
got
what
paid
it
to
looks
do
like.
this.
Oh my God.
It's dope. Or it was fun.
Oh my God.
This is not a summer camp.
Animal.
This is definitely a summer camp.
No, Joey.
This is what it sounds like.
Oh, that was nonsense. This is what it sounds like.
Was that David Spade?
for us to walk in newness of life.
This is what it is.
Did you have to do all sorts of church stuff though?
Oh, there was the garbage can.
Oh, fuck people up with that. Oh my God, that looks so dangerous.
Jesus, they keep showing it. It's getting more violent.
People ride BMX bikes off of that pier.
Sweet.
Let's
That does
go,
look-
guys.
That does look lit. I didn't. I'm a little disappointed though because I don't see the snack bar.
Next summer, let's take the summer off of making content and go be counselors.
Oh God, I'd love that. I think we don't.
I still want to do the summer camp for adults.
I think we
I
should.
sent them the thing and I never got a response.
I'd like to do that as well, but I feel like this summer camp might not accept us per se.
It's kind of against the entire point.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Accept
Oh
everyone.
yeah, the coffee
we
shop
lie
is
to them
called
and they have to accept
Human
us?
Beans.
Okay.
Human beings.
That's awesome. That's
and
a
then
great name
Hume
for a
Lake
coffee
snack
shop.
shop.
That's right there. I'm just gonna say fuck it. Call a spade a spade. That's cool.
Yeah.
Joey, do you ever you have a very religious background?
Yes.
Do you ever think of those people watching what you do now, like
Oh,
where you
like
work?
my mom. Whenever I do any show, and she watches.
No, Joe, your mom, Mrs. Takagami, doesn't care. She's cool about it. I
Mrs.
think.
T. Let's put it this way. Mrs. T has a little bit of a bad
yes,
side.
Yes, Mrs.
She's got
T.
a little bit of a bad side that we, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything, but
we tap into.
Yeah.
We tap
She
into that
lives
every once in a
vicariously
while.
through us.
Here's something.
Yeah.
This is
the snack
that's the
shop.
snack bar. Okay. That's a beautiful. Here's the thing I'm going to say about the Takakami family that I didn't realize. Similar to the Cortez family, evidently, they're 1%ers. Because my summer camp barely had walls.
Wait, time out. Why is Andy Cortez in the 1%ers? What
Because
do you think?
Andy had, I think, had a live-in maid when he was younger. And that was a joke on the... that was a joke on the morning show for a very long time.
is definitely a joke, but I couldn't tell you the origin story.
He
of
had
that.
he made it. He let it slip that one of his mom's friends like helped clean up around, and so we made it into a big deal. Like
Gotcha,
a living maid,
okay.
like get a butler,
Gotcha.
like Different Strokes or
Sure.
what show? What show had a butler? Oh, Mr. Belvedere. It's like Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah.
Andy was basically Mr. Belvedere was Andy's
What's the
life
one? There was
growing up.
one. There's one about the butler.
Where you drop kick the that's Mr. Belvedere. The
No.
butler.
One about the
Webster?
butler.
No, there was no but. There was no.
But we're in the right.
Different Strokes.
Three's Company.
No.
It's definitely one I didn't watch, which is, and I want to
The
say
one
like
about the
Baxter, but it's
butler.
not Baxter.
No.
80s or 90s?
It would have been 80s because Greg and I don't care about 90s stuff.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the actor's name. You're gonna see him and know him.
Benson?
Yes, Benson.
Oh,
That is it.
yeah. Good job.
Thank
Good
you,
pull,
Joe. Good
sir.
job with the Google.
Benson was
it's not like I
awesome.
knew this.
I remember back in the day, I forget the actor's name that played Benson. He took over for the guy that was the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, and he rocked
Really?
it. Yeah, it was really good.
Guillaume?
Robert Guillaume. Yeah. Yeah. That was cool. Trip down memory lane. Great podcast, guy.
That's what we do here. You ever notice over there that Donatello's undressing? Ninja Turtles over on the shelf.
Well,
Donatello's got his belt off and he's like fist pumping and he's smiling. He's loving it over there.
Oh yeah, Donatello did.
He parties,
did something
man.
fun.
He fucking
did a pill
parties.
that he didn't know about, and he's been
Right
gone
next
for
to
a couple
fucking
days.
stripped down fucking Splinter.
There's a lot of weird stuff on these shelves.
There's a lot of great stuff on these shelves.
One of Portillo's toys just made it as a permanent fixture.
Yeah,
Where is it?
the pizza piece.
Yeah.
Where's the pizza piece?
It's over there. It used to be back
Yeah, but
there.
that
and
shelf
then
doesn't
moved over.
count because we never ever
Well, it
see
used
that
to be
shelf.
here. It used to be there, and then it moved over there.
Yeah.
That's the best shelf. That's the Sasha Shrine, man.
That is the Sasha Shrine. You can see up in the upper left-hand corner, that whole thing is one big shrine to Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
I also love that we have the giant gummy bear that one day, when the apocalypse hits, will be the thing that saves us.
Still there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still there. That and the ragu.
Shrinking.
Who brought that back?
They brought it back from New York. Tim,
New York.
Tim
that's
and
right.
Kevin.
After they embarrassed themselves in an Italian restaurant.
Cool guy. Did we talk about Becky Lynch at all?
I heard a little bit, but I don't know what's going on.
So, yeah, yesterday somebody tweeted me and said, you should get Becky Lynch on the GameOverGreggy show. And I said, I'm in, Becky. And she responded, I'm in. And then everybody went crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
late.
Yeah. So we got, and everybody's like, they want Nick, or they want her to show Nick real MMA moves or something.
I mean, I believe TLC she'll be here. It's December. in
That's San Jose, right?
Yeah.
All right. We got another one of the wrestlers.
No, I know. I'm familiar. We had this
She's
conversation.
getting ready to fight Ronda Rousey.
That's cool.
I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Yeah, she's from Riverside, where I grew up.
Oh, nice.
Well, she's like the second most famous person from Riverside.
Tell you what,
Me being the first.
I went down. Hold on, let me get my feet up here.
Get in it, dude. Joe, put your feet up.
I don't have anywhere to put my feet up. I'm sitting in the
Metaphorically,
corner.
put your feet up.
Okay.
I
And
went
then text your
down
mom
to
till I
that
said hi.
Los Angeles, City of Angels. You know what I mean? Yesterday or
yeah.
2 days ago, or the last 2 days for the Walking Dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the people who were on the team that hired me to come down, like their the marketing group or whatever, we were walking over there and she was asking me a whole bunch of questions about San Francisco. She's like, "Oh yeah, my college roommate used to live in San Francisco, so I'd come up and visit once in a while." Like, oh, she knew like the districts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Cool, where'd you go to school?" And she tossed out UC Irvine.
Oh, nice.
And I almost went banana, and I stopped myself and I was like, Aardvarks. And she's like, yeah, or anteaters, right?
Yeah.
How did you know? I got it right yesterday
Yeah,
when
I
it
was gonna
mattered.
say.
Anteaters. She's
always
like,
the
how did you
opposite
know?
way
I'm
you
like, oh yeah, one of my partners.
What
He's
year
from
did
there.
she graduate?
Oh, she's way young. You don't have a fucking chance, dude.
I don't know.
She probably in 4th grade when you were in college.
You're just rubbing it in.
I'm just
now
letting you
and
know you're
just
old.
giving
And that people like me and Joe were young.
You're
said
not
people like
young
me and
anymore,
Joe,
bro.
young.
You're once you pass 35, you're officially just old as fuck.
Well, what if I'm right there?
How old are you?
I'm not past it. 35.
Yeah, you're past 35.
I'm riding the lightning right
Once
now.
you hit 35, you're already on the ride, my friend.
I
know,
definitely
it's the
noticed it the
beginning
other
of
day
the-
when I was getting makeup put on for the show or whatever. I'm like, oh man, there's
like-
a lot of beard in a lot of gray in the beard already.
yeah.
You can also tell this is my third show already.
You did a lot. You did a lot. I'd like to do some of the heavy lifting too, if you don't mind, but I'm also tired, so you're gonna have to do it all.
Yeah, you've had a real.
It's been a tough day.
Rough day.
I'd like it to be known. I got a lot done today.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot done today. I had a great day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is it surprising when Tim isn't here and Kevin isn't here? This place runs like clockwork.
It is one of those things. That
Also, no Andy.
All joking aside, we have a lot of wonderful distractions in this office.
The fewer of us that are here, the better it always is.
The better it is, generally.
I get the most work done when I'm here before any of you.
Yeah,
and I just
know.
sit
That's
in
a
that
really
room.
smart
This
thing.
is why I stay late.
For you.
It's a lot easier to get stuff done.
I get a ton of stuff done when I stay home. Like when I go home early, I'll get a ton of stuff done there. But today was nice because I feel like I kept walking over to bug Joey, and she just kept looking at me like it's not one of those days. And I was like, you know what, you're right. I'll go get some real work done. Invoiced a bunch of people, did some contractual stuff.
Sure.
Got the prints for the Ghostbuster stuff all done, taken care of. So those are being sent to us so we can sign them and send them out to the good folks over on the Patreons.
Like these people.
They are those people.
Some of them are these people.
Yeah. It's like, I'm trying to remember one person that's at that tier, but I think Kevin Ace is at that tier.
DJ Kento's got to be.
DJ Kento's got to be.
He produced the show.
He's just burning money.
Well,
he's out there just burning money.
Pre-show.
Are you kidding me? Kento's, I saw him on Twitter the other day just smoking a $100 bill.
Damn.
With some.
Next time, send it to us, man.
Yeah.
A whole $100 bill.
He's just smoking it, man. It was weird.
Mark Freeman says, "You're not going to swap seats, putting me off."
Oh, right. This is the problem with the twofer.
Did we do this before?
Yeah, I remember you were like really weirded out by it, but I think
it's just because it makes the most sense because you just expand out with people.
Yeah, we just
here.
push out. This is the way it should be, honestly. This is great.
The two-man show.
The two-man show, I feel like we're hitting a stride right now.
Right.
I feel great. We
Now-
don't have Tim or Andy just weighing us down.
Here's what I'm going to kick out.
Get it.
And if you tell me, I know you're going to love the idea.
Yeah, of course.
I know you're going to love this idea.
I love it already. I'm
but
excited. What
you
is
don't
it?
have to do it if you don't want to or you think it's going to take you too long.
Sure.
I'm just going to throw out there.
Yeah.
What if you opened up your computer, you took you went and Google searched a photo of a cop car, you cut out the windshield, and then we put that overlay here. So we were just inside of a cop car, our feet up on the dash, just talking.
I could absolutely do that. I could be doing that right now as we do this. It's going to look a little weird because it will be the most spacious cop car you've ever seen in your live. But I could absolutely do that in Photoshop.
I was just floating it out there. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for audio people. But,
it'd be funny.
That's the visual I like of it is like we're just sitting shotgun in this car here.
We also
That's
do have a box of donuts if you wanted to.
God, I can't believe those are still here. That's
I know.
disgusting. The
There's
pizza
so
in there
many.
too as well. I'm like, oh God.
There's a lot of stuff in there that, like, I'm wondering how long the tomatoes are going to last before someone realizes they should probably be thrown out too. They got a couple more days probably, but they have not been refrigerated.
You don't
So-
refrigerate tomatoes?
Yeah.
You don't refrigerate tomatoes?
No.
Oof, that's what I've been doing wrong the whole time.
Yeah, you get bad tomatoes that way.
They
You don't
just
want, you don't
lose
want
their-
bad
what,
tomatoes.
they
that way.
don't
They get
ripen
all
enough.
wrinkly and
Yeah,
withered
they'll
and-
get like they just get that like the sandyish. On the inside, they taste more like sand. You want them out, leave them out.
That makes sense.
That's why the tomatoes Andy has in there that he never eats say, please don't put us in the fridge. I made that voice for them, but that's what the box
I would
says.
imagine that's what the little voice on the sign says.
Please.
Dan Carriga in the chat says, "Let's Be Cops," which is a funny fucking movie with a friend of the show, Jake Johnson.
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, I've officially shrunk my Spider-Man shirt so it can now be in the rotation. Shirtless Spider-Man.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start wearing that bad boy.
I'm excited about
As
this.
Kevin so eloquently pointed out, it's too big for you. It's too long. You look like you're wearing a dress. I said, thanks, Kev. Thanks for taking the one insecurity I have wearing this shirt and just pointing it out to everyone. He's a monster. He's gotta
I
be
wasn't
stopped.
saying you looked fat news. He's saying that it was too long.
No, he was trying to get me to give it to him. That's what it is.
Oh.
When Kevin wants something that you have, he insults you and tells you that whatever you have is bad, and then you throw it away, and he goes and, like George Costanza, just takes that fucking Eclair out of the trash.
Right.
And stuffs it in his own
Good
mouth.
reference. Good
Thanks,
pull
I
there.
appreciate
like it a
that.
lot.
Joe, what would I have to?
Yes.
What would I have to do to ask for a diet? Like,
Say please.
A Diet Coke and with some ice, please.
What if I just bring you a cup with ice and you use that bottle right there?
Deal. I'll take that. Beggars can't be choosers. Much appreciated.
Did you know
Probably not.
who was almost friend of the show?
Yeah.
Josh Gad.
Oh, no shit. Josh Gad's funny as fuck.
That's the guy you talked to that almost came on the show, right?
No, that's Dan Fogler. Josh Gad is he played Olaf in Do You Want to Be
No, that's
Listener?
who's the guy you almost befriended?
Dan Fogler. He's from
in-
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Also,
Did you
one of my
know-
top all time favorite films, Balls of Fury.
Right.
Ping pong.
Did you know that Dan Fogler
Yeah.
is in Walking Dead now?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like for you, because I've creeped him out at this point, to make good friends with Dan Fogler.
Sure.
And then let's get him up here, or at least go down
When you
there.
say you creeped him out, It was that you said come up on the show.
I stalked him on Twitter for a good 6 months. Yeah. No, I was actually I was fine. I just invited him up and he just
he was busy, right?
Yeah, super busy making fucking feature films for Warner Brothers, i.e. the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them
Kind of like
series.
this Jake Johnson fellow who doesn't want to let us fly him up here either.
Yeah, Jake Johnson. I feel like I feel like I'm a kindred spirit to him. So maybe when he saw us, he probably all looked at us and we were all bearded dudes with brown hair, and he was like, "Wow, these are my people." So I feel like that's good. Fogler, on the other hand, is a little outside of us. You know, he's orbiting. We're like orbiting around him, but I feel like Jake Johnson
now that he's on the fucking Walking Dead, we got ins there. You know,
is he on the Walking Dead show or is he in the game?
Walking Dead, the Walking Dead show.
Which one?
It makes sense.
Fear the Walking Dead.
The real Walking Dead.
Wow,
I didn't catch up, but I needed. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about this season of The Walking Dead, and then it was, of course, Andrew Lincoln's final episode. And
what's the deal with that? What are they going to do with
it?
him? He's going to the other show, right?
No, he's doing movies now. He signed a 3 picture deal with AMC to do Rick Grimes movies in the Walking Dead universe. That'll be on AMC.
Okay.
Because he didn't want, it takes forever to film a show, and so he's missing his family in England, of course.
Yeah.
So the movies are easier and a little bit more malleable schedule, is what it was described to me as.
That makes sense. I can't believe that show is still going. Not from a content perspective, but it's like a ton. What is it, 9th season?
I mean, I
definitely
can believe. I definitely can
so
find it hard to believe it's still going, because I mean, that's the problem. The thing they left it on is actually pretty interesting. I'm actually pretty interested to see what happens on. And I guess that's the biggest thing. Is just like they just needed to shake it up. You know what I mean? And that was the problem. And you have people coming and going, and what's happening.
Yeah. I think that's one. I think it's one of those shows that's going to have its eras of like your touchstone for it. And I just don't think. I think my the first 5 seasons are really going to be. Oh,
sure.
I love those 5 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else, I think I don't need it in my life.
I don't think a lot of people do. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't hang out much longer. But I mean, I say that, but they run shows into the ground.
Well, I mean, the smart thing about the show is that yes, obviously Rick Grimes is the main character in it, but it's such a great ensemble cast that you just build more characters in and just keep having those storylines.
Can I tell you where they ended?
I'd love for you to.
Spoiler alert, everybody out there, if you don't want to know about this,
sure.
Right?
I'll give you the update on Ballers as well.
Thank you. This is a good trade.
Actually, I haven't watched it in a few weeks.
So they got Negan. This is not 100% accurate, but pretty accurate to the comics, right? So they got Negan chained up in the basement. He's under lock and key.
So
Rick won't kill him or anything. Rick's in love with Michonne or whatever. They got a thing. They're taking care of Judith. You're familiar with Judith? Yeah, she's a toddler. She got like blocks and shit and can kind of talk a little. Carl's dead, of course.
How'd Carl die?
He got bit. He got bit by a zombie.
I don't like Carl. He kept wearing that stupid hat. Carl, take the hat off. Cut your hair.
Whatever.
Cut your hair.
So I didn't watch obviously the beginning part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I just dropped in. I'm like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So we open with Rick's been impaled on a piece of rebar, very much like Joel in Last of Us. And then there's like a horde coming at him. But he fucking powers out and gets out of it and gets onto this horse that he has. And then he starts dipping in and out of consciousness and having conversations with people who have died already in the thing. So he starts with Shane.
Cool.
It's him and Punisher in the car.
John
like
Bernthal.
It's them in the first scene of the first episode where they're sitting there eating burgers in the car, like right before it all happens. And like they have this conversation and like a kind of a come to terms moment with or come to terms conversation with like how this all ended for them and blah blah blah. And then it's like snap back to reality and like Shane leans in and it's a zombie leaning in for Rick or whatever.
Coral.
One of my swing and a miss moments was on an IGN. I don't think maybe we were live. I forget if I did. I think during the actual interview I totally threw the thing on. It was like all the Coral memes. And Andrew Lincoln was like, "What do you mean?" And Chandler Riggs was like, "I know what you're talking about." Anyways, and then it's like there's that one. There's one with him and Sasha. There's one with him and Herschel, who died in real life, but they filmed this before that happened.
Oh wow!
So it's like actually a goodbye to him too. Yeah. So there's all these things or whatever, and then he keeps saying as he's doing it that he's trying to find his family and all these black. I'm trying to find my family. I'm trying to find. And like Shane was like, "Don't you mean my family?" You know what I mean? Like she got my eyes right, and then Rick gives something back like, "She's definitely got your nose," and they like joke, and it's like this like sweet little moment of like these people that are obviously in conflict. Anyways, though throughout the thing, it's kind of revealed that his family isn't Carl and Lori and Judith. It is Judith. It is those people too, but it is the survivors, right? It is Daryl. It is Michonne. It is
Daryl still in it?
Maggie. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, God, he just signed like the fattest contract too.
Did he?
Because they lost Maggie and they lost Rick.
Because Lauren Cohen left.
Lost,
She was like, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
So, anyways,
I want to be covered in filth.
he
in the
figures out
heat
it's
of Atlanta.
them. He's still trying to get back to camp, and I guess they had set this up in a previous episode that there's this bridge with like basically like an emergency like bunch of dynamite, right? Like that way, if the horde ever got there, they could blow it and be fine. And so it's him crossing that bridge and trying to get back, and he just finally gives up that he's not going to be able to get back, and like he's going to die there. And so as he kind of like lets himself about to be given up to the walkers, a bolt comes in and takes out a walker, and it's Daryl over there, like on the other side of the water, like down a thing, and then it's the whole group, and he's trying to like wave him off, like not to come or whatever, and they all try to run up there and get him and like get to the horde and yada yada yada, but he blows the dynamite, and it looks like he's dead. Obviously, there's a bunch of movies coming. It looks like he's dead.
Yeah.
Daryl cries. Fucking Michonne's crying or whatever, and it's like I think I'm gonna just tell it out of order. I'm pretty sure that happens, right? And then there's an epilogue that I'll tell in a second, and then there's another epilogue I think where he's washed up on shore down the waves of the water, and it's when did you stop watching?
Oh God, I stopped watching before they even fought Negan. Like,
I think I stopped watching with the weird bowl cut that came out of nowhere that lived in like a junkyard.
That for some reason, after only there being like 2 years of this zombie outbreak, still speaks an entirely different language and manner of speak.
Right, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's
weird.
whispers," and who knows? She was already having a conversation. They dropped her in, so I was like, "Oh, maybe she's a main character now," and it actually might be that she popped back up in this thing. I didn't realize it or whatever. Anyways, her people take him. And he wakes up on like a helicopter going away, right? And I think maybe that did happen. And so then what we get is Josh Gad, or no, the other guy, Dan Fogler. He is our guy. It is our guy. Yeah. It is the Fantastic Beast guy. It's them and him and another group of survivors in a field getting surrounded or whatever, and all hell breaking loose. And they're like, "Fuck, it's all gonna happen or whatever." And there's like I think a shot or whatever, but basically there's another girl. She's like 8 years old or whatever, probably like 8 years old, or 9 years old. She comes in, she shots him and is like, "Come on this way," and they run into the woods or whatever, and like they're all running into the woods and they get a safe distance away, and they're like huffing and puffing, and the girl's sitting there talking to him like, "Who are you? We're blah blah blah. Who are you?" or whatever, and she's like, she reaches down and picks up the brown hat and puts it on, and she's got Rick's gun and she's got Michonne's sword, and she's like, "I'm Judith Grimes," and so they've jumped time again, like they've jumped, so like Rick's been gone apparently for like 6 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like they've jumped that far ahead, and like then they showed you like, here's the next like 3 episodes, and it's like the hilltop's all built out, and like what's happened in 6 years and where their civilization is.
But Judith went from being a toddler to being someone who can carry a sword in 6 years. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Cool.
Toddler's like what, 2 years old? She's talking, right? So if you put 6 on there, she's 7 years old.
So she wasn't like a fully grown like 21-year-old woman.
No, she is still a child, but
but
like they play with your things of you. Even as a newcomer to this storyline, I had seen Judith previously in this episode as a playing with blocks, barely able to talk. And
so they're doing that thing they did. There was one season where they jumped like.
This season, I think jump time after.
I'm thinking Battlestar. Battlestar.
No, they've jumped time before. Yeah.
Well, Battlestar had like a huge time jump.
Well, now they have a cool jump time. Hold on, I'm looking in here. Somebody out there said, "Lol, I saw Neil Druckmann's tweet." I'm like, what does that mean?
Oh, it's a good one.
Is he watching this?
No.
Is he a patron?
That is a good one. That is a good one. It's when Rick Grimes woke up on the piece of rebar, I was like, oh, that's a lot like Last of Us, and I said that here. Neil Druckmann had tweeted out on the 29th, "Who wore it best?" and it's just a piece of rebar.
That's great. That's really good.
That is really good.
That's not bad, Neil.
Of course.
Why don't you leave the humor to us?
Rick Grimes didn't need to be helped out by a child to get off it, but I'm just saying.
Ooh. Shots fired.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
So that was it. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were.
I thought it was gonna be a lot more dramatic than that.
Oh no! Well, I mean, like the hat moment was pretty cool. That's a really cool moment.
That's dope.
And it was. So what we're talking about is in the pre-show we talked about The Walking Dead. No spoilers for the show. and how
definitely
they,
spoilers for the pre-show.
Definitely spoilers for the pre-show.
Great spoilers.
And so how I thought it was a cool ending or whatever for what they did for that last episode, the Rick Grimes finale in quotes. No, I thought it was made me interested to see what next week's episode is for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll buy it off Amazon or whatever, rent it.
There's maybe like a 10% chance that one day I'll stop back in on The Walking Dead to see what's going on. But it would have to be, I feel like it's going to be one of those things where once I know they're going to wrap up the main Walking Dead, that I would then be like, maybe I'll marathon through to see. But I just feel like right now a show that's on that level where there's no end in sight, where it's kind of hit or miss for me, I just don't need it.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't watch a lot of television or movies. So it's just like, that's why I haven't really missed it since I left it. And I didn't leave it on bad terms. It was just like, all right, I still read the comics. I still play the games.
Yeah.
I'll get my Walking Dead there. I don't need to see this right now.
I think I finished it, or I saw it out at least till I think the end of the season where they started going to war with Negan.
Yeah.
And like Negan came to the, what's their
Hilltop
compound called?
Sanctuary?
No. What's the one where there's just the neighborhood that they were in that Rick Grimes
Didn't they
leads?
call it? Oh, you're right.
It's not the Sanctuary. The Hilltop's the one where...
Yeah. Hilltop is where the mayor was and where he was living and shit.
Sanctuary is like the kingdom. Or no, the kingdom's the other thing. Anyway,
yeah.
long story short, you remember when they attacked that and for some dumb reason...
They're like tiger attacks and all that shit?
Yeah, but for some dumb reason, it was like the worst. Like, Rick needs to just take a couple classes in like warfare.
Yeah.
Because he has no idea how to flank people and they just let them get out. He was so dumb.
Yeah.
But that's the point where I'm like, I'm getting mad at this show, and it's a show, and I need to stop watching it.
Sure. No, I understand that.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I forget what it was for me where I stopped watching The Walking Dead. But it was, just like, all right, I don't need to come. Oh, it was, they did one of the mid-season breaks, and they came back, and I didn't even know they were coming back, and somebody on the morning show was like, hey, what did you think of last night's episode? I'm like, is it back? And it's been back for like 3 weeks, and I was like, well, that's gone.
No.
I can't sit down for 3 hours and catch up. Please, you kidding me? I got things to do. There's games to play.
You know how much Persona that is? That's a lot.
You see all this fucking shit they just announced for Assassin's Creed Odyssey update in November? Fuck me, man.
But I'm so excited for you.
I know you are. That means a lot. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking, I'm going to take Friday off, I think.
Yeah, wow.
So that's nice.
Must be nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I recommend it. Because I have not stopped. I don't think I've had a day without something major to do in like 18 days.
Are you taking so what are you doing? Are you taking time? Are you doing nothing?
No.
No, what are you doing?
Driving to Tahoe.
See, that's not, but is it a relaxing Tahoe
Yeah,
time?
it'll be a relaxing Tahoe trip. I'm going to see my family up there, so.
You gonna hang out with Snowbike Mike?
Maybe.
You gonna go see him, do some
actually.
karaoke?
I might hit him up.
Yeah?
Be like, what up, dog? Let's get some Mountain Dew Blast or whatever the fuck he drinks up there.
He drinks Gatorade.
Does he drink
He's got
Gatorade?
them pugs.
I thought he was like a Mountain Dew guy too.
Probably. I mean, look at him.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to see I haven't been up to Tahoe to see my sister-in-law in a long time, so we're gonna go. Me and the missus are gonna drive up there on Friday and I was gonna just take the day off to make it a little earlier, so we don't have to leave after
Smart.
work.
Yeah.
And yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. You guys are just going again though. You got that Saturday stream.
Xbox,
Jesus
baby.
Louises.
Yeah.
When did they bring back XO?
This is this year.
What was the last XO they did?
It was like 2007 or 6 or something.
That's what I thought. And Joey was like,
forever.
"Oh my god, you're old." But I was like, because I was talking about this, I'm like, they used to do an XO a long time ago, which is where they announced like the 360 or showed the 360 for the first time. Remember that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like,
I wasn't even in the industry at the time, so it all blends together.
I mean, I just it was weird.
Yeah.
I remember that being a big event. Why did they decide to bring that back?
We'll see. I mean, they're doing it's a fan event. You know what I mean? It's in Mexico City. They're going to make some announcements. They say it's going to be the largest inside Xbox they've ever done. So that's why we're coming in to stream that and do that.
Oh, super fun.
If you're watching live or watching on Patreon later, remember, Saturday, 12:45 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be going with a reaction stream watch along with me, Tim, and the What's Good Games ladies.
Twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames.
Nailed it. You crushed it right there. I'm very proud of you.
That's what you can be.
It's good. It's good.
I'm excited for you guys on that one.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
You crushed in the stream, by the way, yesterday. What a crazy thing you did.
Sure.
34,000 people at one point.
40.
We were all watching from The Habit, which is the burger place that we went back to today because we liked it so much. And we just could not believe how many people were watching.
If you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, we're recording this on a Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday, I was in LA, and on Tuesday, I hosted Streaming Dead Live for Overkill's The Walking Dead game that launched yesterday on Steam.
That's fun.
And yeah, it was if you missed it, it was like, hey, they basically pitched like, it'll basically be like an up at noon interview show mixed with physical challenges, mixed with a bunch of people playing the game from a zombie bunker. And it was like, okay, it's hard, and I'm not ever trying to throw anybody on the bus here. It's hard for me to tell you, the listener, viewer, the amount of times we've been pitched something like that, and it sounds amazing, and then you get there and it's not drastically different, but it's way
They're just
lower.
maybe not hitting the mark of.
And
what
this
you're
place
what
did
you
not have
expected.
that problem.
No, I saw the image that you put out on Instagram. And I might be misremembering this.
Yeah.
But I thought you put one out where they comped you into a TV or some shit like that.
It wasn't comp. That was really done. They bought an old Zenith CRT TV.
Oh, wow.
And they put a decimator to it and had a feed of the thing. And like, I know it was a 4-hour long stream where we'll get to the people who were playing, but the game was being played. We did physical challenges, and I interviewed people. And so they did this like again, this is, man, we're getting nerdy here. The production company on this was Attention Seekers. They are the people who do the IGN esports challenges I've done. So the WWE one and the UFC one. They're great. Great people, really talented team. And yeah, they came in on this one, not last minute, but within the last few weeks because something had happened to the other team. And they rented all the shit. The space was already there because this is, Starbreeze uses this space. This space is the old BuzzFeed office in LA.
No shit.
Yeah, over there. So like, it's like designed to have all this stuff in there.
Studio,
and they went in there and they just put up, the trusses like we have and rebuilt everything. But yeah, they did I'm not one for like shots or something, but like, that's you and Tim. Like, make things look pretty.
Sure.
But when I did the Skype interview,
my backlight is not good enough.
Exactly. When I did the Skype interview with one of the guys over in Sweden, they did it where they had him on the TV next to me. So I turned in my desk and was talking to the tube TV.
That's
cool. And it was like, that was actually I saw it like out of the corner of my eye in the shadow. I was like, that's actually a really cool effect. But yeah, they went in, they got all this post-apocalyptic stuff. They had all this, shit. They put up logos. They had cups printed. They had like beat up couch. They had professional zombie makeup and zombies walking around.
I saw
like,
that. It was really cool.
It was really cool. And then of course, like, yeah, like, and I don't mean to be totally ignorant to everything happening, but
Don't worry about it. I got that covered.
Thanks, buddy. They, hit me up and they're like, hey, we're doing this thing. And they're like, all right, cool. Like, we've hosted streams like that. We've been part of the streams before. Like, yeah, we're going to get a bunch of different gamers to come in. And it's like, we're going to get Shroud. And I'm like, okay, I've heard of Shroud. I know he plays with Ninja once in a while. They're going to get Jay Ghosty, who's Ninja's manager and wife. They're going to get Angry Pug, and they got Ammunition. And I was like, okay, Angry Pug, I don't know. And I heard a little bit of, like, I got a brief on him, and I didn't know, I get a brief. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I know what it's like when we show up at an IGN or a GameSpot or whatever, and like we bring the best friends and it's cool or whatever. But like, yeah, we're doing the show, and it was like the first time they kicked over, I kicked it over to Gameplay, and they kind of ran the show, and I went back and I opened my computer and got Twitch chats open. And then I was like, I wonder how many people are watching, and I was thinking like 3,000 or 4,000. I went over 40,000 people, and the chat was just like, fucking show Shroud. Why are you showing Shroud? I was like, oh. I've transcended into this streamer culture in a way that we usually don't.
Yeah.
We're very happy in our traditional mainstream press lane and like, oh yeah, streaming's a big deal and that's cool. And then to be like part of like, oh, this is different. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's weird. It's a weird too because it's not like we don't put out pieces of content that occasionally get like 40, 50, 60.
Oh, sure. No,
views.
and like our post E3 streams, right, do like 20,000 people. Yeah. And the game showcase is gonna, I think, fucking crush. But
it is just kind of weirdly foreign to be able to like turn on a Twitch stream and see. I mean, 40,000.
It's just that thing of like,
watching live. Okay, cool. I know.
If they hadn't been there, right, I would have brought a couple hundred kind of funny best friends over, and then it would have just been overkill Walking Dead fans, right? Like that's the thing of like, and even if we go somewhere else, it's like, oh, we'll bring maybe a couple hundred, 1,000 if we're right after the fact in terms of live, and then you get there, you're like, oh, okay, well, fuck, no.
Yeah.
And then granted, that's the power of having a destination audience, right? Yeah. If we only existed on Twitch, it'd be easier to activate people to go see those places.
Oh, of course.
Whereas we're like, all right, cool. Like right now, a bunch of people are watching live on patreon.com/kindoffunny for $1. With all due respect to those people, you're the same people watching live every time. You know what I mean? We see DJ Kento in there every time because he's
Charles
there.
Jacobson.
Arvel is in there. I think he just went to bed actually before we went live.
Probably because I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mark, right? Like we see the same people over and over again. And then there's the people who only listen to it as an audio podcast, people who only watch it as a YouTube video.
No, it makes total sense. And this is what I tell, like, I've had a couple comedians like approach me like, hey, how come you're not leveraging like this following that you have on Twitter and Instagram for stand-up? And I'm like, well, I do, but you have to also understand that I'm not known as a stand-up comedian, and people don't follow me because they want to come out to live things and see live comedy. They follow me because they like the content that I make. So not that they won't come out, but just temper the expectation of what that's going to be like when I go to promote a show, because these people don't like a lot. It's not like I have a ton of people in San Francisco specifically who follow me specifically to come out to live comedy.
Right.
It's different audiences for different things. Not to say that like when I tweet out, people don't come out. It's awesome when you guys do. It's fucking amazing. And I love seeing everyone live, but I completely understand if you're like, dude, I live in London. I'm not gonna be able to make it to that show that you promoted yesterday. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, it's cool. How was did you get a chance to actually hang out with Shroud and Ninja? Oh, Ninja wasn't there. It was just Shroud.
It was Shroud, Jay Ghosty, Jess.
Because Shroud's like he's like one of the top tier PUBG guys, right? Maybe Fortnite guys now.
I mean, I asked him. I was talking. Well, like I was like the idiot who's just like, all right. So what do you guys like?
Well, I know
known
Shroud
for?
used to play, like plays a lot with Dr. Disrespect.
Counter Strike
like, is it Counter Strike? Because I know. Well, Andy was like
CS:GO.
watching Disrespect, and then someone mentioned Shroud, and I was like, oh, Shroud. Because you know how I like to. I need everything in its place of hierarchy, and if I like someone, I just like to assume they're the best.
Yeah.
But Andy was like, no, Shroud's actually a better player than Disrespect.
Oh,
I guess.
with all due respect to Doc, I think a lot of people are way better. Yeah, that's the thing is like. Doc is really popular because he's funny as fuck,
Fucking funny,
and he does awesome, cool thing. He's got a bit, he's got a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's always playing a heel, like when I'm fucking playing heel Greg and yelling around about stuff or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I got to hang out with him enough as you do with anybody on a job. It was cool.
Did you tell them to just occasionally? What is that called when they send all their viewers
Raid.
over to our, yeah, can you tell them to just rate us every day?
No, instead I did that live where I was like, stop. I see a lot of you want Shroud. Just go to Kind of Funny Games.
That's great.
We need you far more than they do.
That's great. That's perfect.
No,
Good
it was
job.
because I mean, like it was one of those things that was a cool event on a lot of levels in terms of it was one of those. I appreciate who we are, the inroads we've made for people to know who we are and to come to us with the right projects.
Yeah.
And this was like, I think one of the most, hey, this is a thing designed for Greg Miller to host, where it's like, we need you to act like you're in a bunker and you've been there for a while and have a dialogue with this zombie named that I started calling Ed.
Yeah.
You know, have a running bit with him. We want you to do these goofy physical challenges and make it. It was, hey, ad lib for 4 hours.
Sure.
And you can curse. And I was like, all right, cool. And the cursing is a bit of putting money in the change jar and shit. I'm like, I've got this in spades.
Do you feel like the 4-hour stream we did for IGN followed by the 24-hour stream for Extra Life really kind of was nice to shake the rust off?
It broke me in. You know what I mean? Really got me. It really got me in there. Dude, it was so funny last night when I got out of it because it was just like, I am the most tired I've ever been.
Yeah,
you know
I don't
what I mean?
doubt it.
And it's just like,
I don't doubt
fuck.
it.
And it's like, why? And I'm like, oh, right. We didn't have a weekend. We streamed for 24 hours.
Yeah.
We did
Well,
the
no,
IGN thing.
you didn't have
That's happening.
2 weekends.
What was the weekend before that? I forget.
Canada.
We went and did EGLX.
So that's why I was trying to explain to Joe, I'm like, I have not been this tired in a very long time.
Yeah.
And I calculated, I was like, I think it's been 18 days since I've had like a full nothing to do day off.
Yeah.
Because and I'm not complaining at all. Like
Of
all
course
the stuff
not.
was super
We're blessed.
great.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I'm like, I just have to remind myself, like, I get really bitchy when I don't have days off. So that's why I'm carving out Friday for myself. I'm like, that I've identified it. I was all going to take half a day. This is going to be great. And then I'll have the nice full weekend and come in next week fresh. But yeah, it's hard to say no to the stuff though. Because Canada was a blast.
Oh yeah.
We got, for those of you who don't know, Greg and I went to Canada for EGLX and we had a great time roaming around the show floor, basically knowing everyone as Ghostbusters. Sure. And then we got blasted on hot toddies. The first night, which was great. And the next night I got blasted on fucking like
super
Sex on the
sugary
Beach.
Yeah.
I forget what they were.
Yeah.
But that was super fun.
I forget who it was, but one of the best friends she got it and she's like, oh, this is way stronger. And you're like, oh, what is it? And like, you couldn't even taste the alcohol in any of them. You're just fucking going to town.
I was gonzo. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Then it was the thing. It was funny. No, wait. It was the showcase, obviously. You know what I mean? Coming up so quickly. And sitting there and I was running through the schedule and I'm looking at the thing and it's just like, oh fuck, we were trying to get assets for the showcase on Monday of this week, or like, so the upcoming one, the Monday after we record this. And then I looked at the calendar and I'm like, oh right, we're supposed to film the other bits of the showcase a week from Friday, right? So it's Monday assets, Friday. And I'm like, I looked at the schedule and I'm like trying to figure out, and like Tim's on a job where I was on those jobs. I'm like, Tim and I just need to plan the run of show and then write the segments we need to record. And then we want to get other people involved for doing the opening segments. So it's like, oh, Jesus, fuck. And I hit him up. I'm like, do you want to come over? This is when I was gone because we've just been hitting around. Do you want to come over on Thursday and Jen will cook and Gia can hang out with her and then you and I can sit? And he's like, I'd love that, but I'm in New York. Fuck, right? And so it's like, what if we did it Saturday? And Jen and I had already had the conversation of like, listen, the next 3 months are fucked. And this is like starting in October, right? Of like, we can't do anything anymore. Like we can't, if we have a free day, let's just be together. Let's not do it. Otherwise it's going to get awkward. Not awkward, but like, right. And so I hit her up and it was already XO18 or whatever. So we're already doing the Xbox thing. I'm like, hey, can we do it Saturday? And she's like, listen, you got to make this showcase go. You got to make this thing. I understand. Go do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, so like Tim and I are going to come in early on Saturday here to do the showcase stuff and get it ready to then do the showcase, or to then do the Xbox showcase, to then do the post show, to then go the fuck home and do it. But be ready in the place we need to be for Friday.
I mean, I would say to you, I mean, obviously we want to knock the showcase out of the park. Obviously it's a passion project for all of us here, but I would say, you know, feel free to like, you can pare it down accordingly if you feel like it's going to be too crazy, but
it's not even crazy. It's just, because
I don't think the actual production of it's going to be nuts.
Not at all.
I think mostly it's just an opportunity to really evangelize and be cheerleaders for a lot of cool games that you guys like. Everything else we can kind of scale. I mean, honestly, if we had to, we could go outside and shoot intros and outros on a thing with the backdrop of San Francisco.
It's not any of that.
It's
It's just the time keeps on slipping.
Which way?
Into the future.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
And so when I'm not paying enough attention to it, where like I made the joke when I was talking about Extra Life a few weeks ago, right? Where it was Andrea and Jared kept fucking hounding me for like, what is the plan for Extra Life? When are we coming in for Extra Life? And I'm like, I will email you when it's the appropriate time. And then I looked at Ken, I'm like, oh, Extra Life's next week. That's why they're asking.
Yeah, that's why
they're like, it's the appropriate time was 2 weeks ago. I fucked up. Sorry guys. Here's what the plan is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that the deadlines just keep sneaking up. And this is I
feel like you and Tim need to just book everyone else for your shows in the next couple weeks. Yeah. And just stay off all of them.
I think it'll be that we get the lion's share of it done on Saturday. Because it's you've done this before.
Oh,
like
yeah.
A run of show is going to be simple. Where do we want to start? Where do we want to go?
Yep.
And then it's going to be put the video game in here as terms of the asset, and then in front of it what it would be said, and on the end of it what would be said, and then go that way. Rinse and
super
repeat.
easy.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be that hard. You just need to sit and
we just need to sit down and make it happen.
Do it. Yeah. That's actually, it's funny because I find that to be a lot of the time consuming stuff here, which is it's not hard.
Yeah,
it's stuff that I know we can do very simply. It's just getting all three of us in a room, or two of us, or the stakeholders in the room to do it.
Yeah,
ends up being, that's the hardest part.
Sure.
And like, no, like a perfect example was that Ghostbusters short that I wanted to cut for a year. It was like, it's not hard. I just needed to carve out 6 hours on a plane ride.
It's the same thing with like
that dude next to us that was oddly familiar with what, like, remember that guy that's in the middle of us on the way back? He was like, are you guys gonna, this is what this guy does. This is the hard sell that he tries to give us. He's sitting in the middle of us, the shit seat. And we start talking a little bit, and he jumps on the opportunity. Remember, he was like, do you guys want to sit next to each other? Because I'll totally take the aisle seat. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I don't want to.
Then he did, he saw me in like what I had the Twitter sweatshirt on. He's like, I used to work there, or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool, headphones on. I'm like, I don't want to get even remote. I don't want to get in a 50-foot radius of having a conversation with you. Not that you're not a nice person, but just fuck off.
He was weird, dude. He was weird as fuck.
He's probably watching right now. You can't say that.
He's fine. He's fine.
No, yeah, it's just the fact that it's going so quickly, and this is what I've noticed.
We'll get it done. We get everything done.
No, I'm not worried about it. It's not a concern. It's just the thing that your parents would always try to tell you, or at least my dad used to tell me growing up, of like, you know, the older you get, the faster it goes, and that's true. But it's also the busier you get, the faster it goes, because it becomes there's all these things on the calendar. And so I'm so focused on the next objective that the objectives are coming so quickly that you don't think about until you look back and realize it's over.
Yeah, I know.
And it was the same thing of Extra Life, where it's like, oh fuck, Extra Life's coming up. It's here. It's done. And this Walking Dead thing, I like. For me, it's always airplanes and showers, where I'll be on the flight in, and I'm like, all right, time to get psyched. This thing's about to happen. This is job. And then it's also that thing of like, it's almost a blink, and I'm on the plane leaving. Yeah. And I'm like, the job's done.
Canada was that way.
Yeah, totally.
Canada was. I was like, that was good.
Yeah.
You leave with a good sense of like, we really connected with people. We did some great work. We had some great stage time. Yeah. And then, but I think I think that's why it's, I don't think that's ever going to change. And I think hopefully if we do it right and we continue to do what we're doing, like that'll just get to be a even bigger, I don't want to say problem, but that'll just keep getting
It's
amplified.
a wonderful problem to have. Hey,
Absolutely.
we have so much cool shit happening that it's always on top of us, the next big thing.
Yeah. And so that's why I say like, that's why I try to, I just know myself that when I start to break down, I get snippy.
Oh sure.
So that's why I'm like, I gotta do you all a favor occasionally and take a day off.
No, and that's what we all should do. You know what I mean? That's
the right thing to
part
do.
of it. Yeah.
Plus, I also feel a little bit bad too, because what we do echoes throughout the rest of the group. because like Extra Life was so fun that nobody really wants to leave.
Yeah,
and it's like you gotta almost like cut people up, like get the fuck out.
Sure, yeah, totally.
Get out,
that is
or
true.
else you're gonna burn out and you're gonna die. And like,
I haven't
don't want
seen
people...
Andy since Extra Life. He's probably dead.
I saw Andy yesterday. He's fine.
No, just didn't want to see me today. Is that
Andy? I think I can't tell if Andy hates me or not. I think it's possible that he does.
Yeah, I know he does. He does.
I don't know for sure if he hates me or not, but I have an inkling that he hates me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He probably loves me though. I'm probably just being paranoid. He probably loves me.
Probably hates you. That's fine. But no, it's Jen's got a green card interview coming up, and that was so far out, and then she was like, "Yo, for real, you have to find your birth certificate." Because that's one of the documents required. And I was like, and like the first night I had gone through and torn apart like our filing cabinet. I could not come up with it. And I'm like, I can't remember what my birth certificate looks like. I don't know where the fuck it is. But that night, this is like night one, she had said that and I did all this. I went online and it's like super easy to get your birth certificate. So I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then she poked me like on Sunday. I'm like, all right, let's go to the grocery store. We had just come back from Extra Life. And I was like, all right, let's go to the grocery store. And she's like, before you do that, and I was like, oh my God, a week's passed already. Like a week has passed since I put a pin in this stuff. I'll email from work tomorrow on Monday. I was like, fuck, all right, and sat down and busted it out and like had to go through all these hoops, of course, because it was this weird thing. I went in to request it through the digital form or whatever, and then it's like, all right, cool, we're gonna.
It's the weirdest thing. I went online, it didn't work.
Not that
Thanks,
weird.
United States government.
Right? But I'm going through it, and then it started asking me questions to prove my identity, and I'm like, sure. And then it started asking me questions about this place my parents owned years ago, and like, who was the mortgage, or what did you pay for this property, and like, who was the? And when I got that probably wrong, they were like, who gave you the mortgage on this? And I was like, I can call my mom and dad right now. I'm like, I can also just blindly say, I'm gonna get out of this. And then it was like, it locked. It's like, no, you need to prove your identity. And I'm like, fucking goddamn it. But no, it actually worked out really well because I sent in my ID and they did it in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And then I got them. They were waiting for me here. Which, by the way, interesting fact about Greg Miller may raise some questions for you.
Not a natural born citizen.
I looked at my birth certificate for the first time in forever, right? Turns out, you'll love this one. Accidentally, they put me down as female. And then there's a line through it with male typed over the top of it.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a ton of sense.
They looked at me like, I don't know, Sheriff.
Could go either way. We don't really know. I have to do that thing. Well, I'm up against that similar thing in similar vein. Not as cataclysmic if I don't get it done, but I've got to re-register my car.
Yeah.
Got to get the smog check now, which is another fun thing that California makes you do. Also, got to renew my license and got to go in to renew my license because I got to get the license that allows me to get on planes with it.
Oh, right. They changed the shit, right?
Fucking money grabbing sons of bitches. Did we not make it? I fucking voted to legalize marijuana so they'd get off my back with all these fucking extra stupid shit that we got to do. And now we're not giving them enough money.
Wait, real quick. You voted for marijuana? And
in my
helps?
brain,
okay.
The taxes
it's
go
all related.
toward making a lot more money for California.
Gotcha.
But now they want me to go in and get this new ID. And I'm like, what? I don't understand because my ID that I've been using for 38 years to get on fucking planes is not good enough. You got to have this other. Now there's one that, and they're so smart at creating a fucking competition and they know my brain. I got to be a competitor, right? One says non-federal ID thing. The other one says like dope and has a bear on it. And that's one that gets you on a plane. And they know I like the fucking bear. So now I got to go in and get that. It's annoying. And by
so
the way,
are we
all
one
of
of the
us have to have
states
them
that this mattered? Or yeah, okay. So
all of us have to have them by 2020, basically. Unless you, so the way I understand it is in California, if you don't get one of these IDs by maybe it's 2019, they will not let you on a plane in California unless you have a passport with you. Which one could say just bring your passport, but my passport's so nice and so like well kept that I don't want to start ruining it by taking it on the myriad of plane flights that we have to have.
See, that was my thing a long time ago.
6 years.
An ex wanted to get me passport like covers.
Protector.
And I was like, no, I want it beaten in. I want to look like it's well worn and traveled.
You want to look like a CIA agent in like
they have
the
their
Middle
nice
East
stuff too. Yeah, but even it's like worn enough. But nobody stamps anymore.
No,
nobody stamps anymore.
Oh, they do occasionally. You get a stamp here and there. I had a few stamps. From
I have a few, but I mean, for as much as I actually do international, I can't stamp and shit.
You know what I always wanted?
What?
And tell me you don't want this. Tell
sure,
me you don't want this one.
Sure, tell me.
You know when they open up the suitcase and like the Born Identity and they've got like different currencies and different passports?
Yeah.
I've always wanted a suitcase like that. I don't want to use it for anything nefarious. I just think it'd be cool.
I think Back to the Future, right? When Doc opens it up and he goes through and he's got all the different money.
The coins. That was pretty cool too. Because that was the one thing you wonder. Like everyone's like, oh, I totally go back in the past. I was like, what are you going to pay? How are you going to pay for anything?
Yeah.
Dollars are different. Yeah. You're going to end up on the street corner hooking, trying to get a couple bucks just to pay for a cup of Joe.
That's true.
Depression era.
True.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
It's brutal.
go back and play the stock market though, and then come back and get that money, and then go back. It's like, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just thinking, how do you you have to bring gold. You have to bring a gold bar with you because you can't bring 100 from now. They're like, what the fuck is this future money?
Yeah, no, you can't.
This
do that.
money was
money.
Even, it was like bigger back then, from what I understand. It was like 8 times the size.
For what we see in movies, yeah. For what we see in movies, money was bigger. That's what we're basing everything on.
Money was bigger.
Of course.
Pinstripes on suits were bigger.
That was huge.
Hats were bigger.
Huge. You kidding me?
Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was nuts.
The one thing about being on that Walking Dead shoot that I thought was cool was, again, I always appreciate when we have a little bit of a glimpse of what our future might be like, of being in a giant space that they've converted into like all this different stuff. So nice. You know what I mean? It's like, like different trusses and different sets, and like, us getting down there one day and doing that, having Matt build out like a bunch of different little things.
Oh God, I want it so bad. I think about it, especially as we, when I come, like, it's not a knock against anyone here. I love everyone we work with. It's just we're always so on top of each other that I forget how much more relaxed I am when we do have the space. Yeah. And so that was always the lovely thing about IGN was if the editorial pit got a little too crazy, or if there were too many people, or if there were guests or whatever, you could always get up and just go into a conference room or go sit in the break room. Yeah. That had bean bags and shit, or you just fuck off and like, I don't know, go to another part of the building so people couldn't find you. Yeah. Namely, I used to just go work in like conference rooms so Fran couldn't find me. Sure. Well, I need you to do this thing that other people need me to do. So I'm like, I don't want to do any of that stuff. I don't understand what it is, and I'm just not going to do it because tomorrow you're going to, someone's going to tell you. I have no idea what you're talking
about, and I refuse to acknowledge it. Goodbye.
There were so many times at the old job where I was like, it would be, you would get directives passed down from executives that didn't really understand how content creation or anything worked. Of course. And then like your boss would be like, we have to do this. And you would look at him and be like, it's not going to materialize. Like I'm going to spin wheels on this for a week, try to get stakeholders involved, try to get everyone to buy in on this, and then the bottom's going to drop out. And that was like every sales deal from like 05 to like 2010. Yeah. Oh, we got this great idea. 3D. Look, that's not, again, it's not physically possible to broadcast 3D and have people see it on their screens. Yeah, but what if it could be? I'm like, do you have $6 billion to upgrade the infrastructure of the internet and everyone's TV? Stupid shit like that. So there was always those moments where I'm like, I just learned. I'm like, just avoid. Yeah. I see the look. I avoid.
Get out of there.
That was it. Yeah. Gonzo. Yeah. It was weird going back to IGN though.
Yeah, that was your first time in forever when we went back into that Taco Bell stream, right?
I think that was my first time stepping foot in the building in 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was weird to see Zach Ryan sitting at my old desk. I had hired him in before I left, and now he's like he's like my old job. Yeah. I hired him in as a producer.
But now you're stealing the jean jacket look from him, so you're winning.
Well, he stole the, hey, I'm going to be broodingly good looking and tall look from me.
That's true.
So I was like,
that's true.
Well, go fuck yourself. Then I'll take the jean jacket look and we'll call it a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Except he actually has the shoulders to fill out the jean jacket. Mine just kind of like dips down here like a sad sack of potatoes. Wow. But actually, it was nice because the jacket's a little oversized, and last night I went to a show and it was cold as fuck. Yeah. So I just threw a sweatshirt underneath and called it a day.
I am vagabond look. Hurting. I want you to know, like every wheel's turning. I've looked at my phone a couple of times. One of the guys from the Walking Dead media team or whatever that had brought, not the Walking Dead, but the project that had brought me on, his sister is a comedian and she's pretty well known. Okay. And I Googled her and I was like, oh yeah, I've seen her on, and I can't remember anything about her other than she works with Amy Schumer a lot.
She works with Amy Schumer a lot. Is she like in her movies or is she a stand-up?
That I don't know. She's a stand-up. Yeah, I don't know if she's in movies.
Yeah, I don't know Amy. I wouldn't. Nothing's.
I'll try to get back. I'll try to figure it out for you. But that was it. That's all I had on that front.
That's all I have for that.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. Watched The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Yeah. And was blown away when by episode 3 it didn't. Usually I'm really fast on the uptick where it was like, oh, that's an actor from so and so. Didn't immediately put it together. Bronson Pinchot is in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Oh yeah. And I'm like, is that motherfucking Balky Bartokomous?
Balky right there.
Is that Balky?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since
from
the role that he popped in on Beverly Hills Cop. That was the last time I remember seeing him.
I think Perfect Strangers might have been after that, actually.
It's possible.
And again, he was on Lois and Clark.
Was he?
The New Adventures of Superman.
Oh.
He was the prankster or the toy man? I forget. I think prankster.
He's one of those guys that I'd love to sit in a room with and be like, what was your life like before and then after Perfect Strangers?
Sure.
Because that show was a minute. You know what I mean? It was like a second in our collective
TGIF, man.
Watching habits.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I feel like we're getting farther away on this table from each other.
But we should have done it quietly and seen if we would have picked up on it. We're just out of we're on the walls.
Yeah.
No, my chilling adventure with Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, goes like this.
Yeah.
Jen had started watching while she was working.
Oh.
She's like, it's all right. I keep it on the background. I'm not in love with it. I'm like, all right, good feedback. Everybody else is like, it's great. I'm like, okay, interesting. And then I came home one night and she was watching it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did some work while she was doing some work. And then I was paying attention and a bunch of crazy shit happened. And then it ended. And it was like, all right, cool. Here's the trailer for the next thing. And I was like, oh, I started with the finale of this show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, now I know how it ends. Great.
It was decent.
Yeah.
It was decent. I think the show is.
Did you ever watch Haunting of Hill House?
No, I did not. I might watch that next. I got to watch the next thing. Here's what happened.
Tell me what happened, Nick.
When I get worn down, I look for comforting things.
Yeah.
Things that are familiar, things that I don't necessarily want to think about, that I can either watch or eat or interact with, right?
Sure. Comfort food.
You got the comfort food,
enjoyments.
but comfort food going further, like the comfort shows that you
Yeah,
watch,
of course,
right?
of course, of course.
So really tired yesterday. Starting to feel a little sick, right? Getting the headachiness.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Starting to feel the weirdness, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I just shut my computer. I'm like, I'm going. This is my body's way of saying, hey,
Turn it off, bitch.
You hear that knock on your door? That's Dr. Shingles.
Chlamydia. Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's the herpes. No, I just didn't want to get sick for this weekend, so I was like, I'm gonna go home. And I got the show tonight. I had a show at Maggie McGarry's last night, and
Did they talk about me? That's where I debuted my act. You know.
they did. Well, they put your picture up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm one of the
hallways.
caricatures in the back. Great.
Yeah, I got them to do that for you. You look like a totally different person.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It's you. I assure you. The artist is just.
You look like it's John Lovitz.
You look like a lot like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, but it's you. I guarantee it. So I went home last night, and Dee was like, "Do you want to start watching something new? Like, you want to watch me?" I was like, "Honestly, I started watching Blade like 3 days ago, and I really just want to eat a burrito and watch Blade. Like, I want to get warm. I want to put like 3 blankets on my old ass and have it." And she brought me a burrito home, and I was like, "Can we just watch Blade?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can watch Blade if you want." And man, I love Blade.
Yeah.
And then I got home from the comedy, the show at like 10:15 at night.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I going to do it? Am I going to fucking start Blade 2, Doggy Dog?
Hell yeah, doggy dog. You want to party?
And I watched the whole thing. And
Nice.
now, guess what tonight is?
Blade 3.
Blade 3.
Trilogy.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what though. I made a bold proclamation the other day on the morning show. I said, you know what? I don't really like Guillermo del Toro movies that much.
Whoa.
I like Guillermo del Toro. I like what he does.
Sure.
I've just never seen a Guillermo del Toro movie that really specifically vibes with me, where I'm like, wow, that blew me away. Pan's Labyrinth was good. Shape of Water was good. Good movies, but just never like. He's not the standout director that I think I should think he is. Then I remember that he did Blade 2, and I was like, motherfuck, man, this movie's good.
He's got it.
movie's
He's still got it.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Episode,
Should I start tonight?
yeah.
Is it that good?
I think so. But I mean, like, what I was going to jump to is episode 6. And granted, you don't have you should watch it and get it in context and yada yada. If you never want to watch the show,
Start with episode 6.
well, just because you'll enjoy the technical aspect of it, because the director put out a tweet storm about it, explaining it, and it's been lauded as like one of the best,
Tweet
hours
storms
of
ever.
television.
Got
No, not the tweet storm. the episode is
Great tweet
because it's
storm.
like a technical marvel of like they do it. It's filmed to seem like one continuous shot, but it's really like. I think it's 5 or 6 very long continuous shots put together.
Sure.
And so you watch it to see how they do it, and you're like, holy shit, they're doing this, and then go back and read how they did it and where they had to like build the sets to hide people so they could run out and they could run away and
that's cool.
people move in and out.
Yeah.
And shit. Overall, I thought Haunting of Hill House was a lot of fun.
I loved when they did that shot. I think it was like episode 2 or 3 in season 1 of
Daredevil?
True Detective.
Oh.
No, they did it the first time I remember seeing someone. I mean, they've obviously.
I remember this. Yeah, right. And they like.
Fuck, man. They followed him, jumps over the fence, goes into the house, beats the shit out of the guys, grabs the one guy, throws him over the fence, throws him into the car, and they're gone.
Yeah.
And it's like done in one continuous shot, even though I think there was like a couple edits here.
There's
and there.
little things there.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, the director of of season 1 of True Detective wasn't the first person to come up with a long shot. But, a long take rather, but that was really well done. And then Daredevil did the hallway shot. Yeah. Where it was that awesome choreography and just went on. It went on so
season
long.
3.
Did you?
Yeah. Just watched episode
People
1.
are saying it's good.
I watched episode 1 and it's definitely a back to basics. All right, this is what I enjoyed about it.
Is Foggy in it?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a shorter haircut though.
Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But Kingpin's back. Who cares?
That's true. Yeah. Daredevil's one of those shows like The Flash that I'm like, hey, I have it. I keep it on there just for when I need it.
Sure.
I've given up on, obviously, I think Iron Fist got canceled.
Yes.
Defenders.
Luke Cage got canceled too.
Luke Cage got canceled. Those I didn't like either of those.
Which I think
particularly.
is weird to announce that you're canceling a Netflix show. Unless you said
you
we're
still
doing a season 3, then I don't think it's a cancellation.
I think they've set the precedent now that they're going to keep going until they say otherwise.
Okay.
So yeah, canceling. I know it hit Tim hard when they canceled American Vandal season 2, which is or they canceled the next season of American Vandal.
But even that one, I was just like, all right, cool. And like, I loved American Vandal season 1. Obviously, we all fell
did not need a second one. I thought it was perfect.
I started season 2, and it was the same thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not like as into this anymore. Like, I'm not like gonna fucking go.
To me, it's one of those. I'm like, I totally understand this, but if you don't have what's his name, Jimmy Tatro,
yeah,
I'm out.
I'm out.
Those are the 3 kids. I just were like, they were to me, they weren't they were kind of the backdrop for all the other players to kind of to really paint on. So yeah, I didn't necessarily need to. I don't need to go down that road.
In the hotel room the other night,
yeah,
because I was all tuckered out.
Slow jerk.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
But more importantly, I got in there and I was
they put
like,
you up? Someplace fun?
Farmer's Daughter. It's a boutique hotel.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. It was really, really nice.
That's awesome.
You know, sometimes you get a boutique hotel, like, what are you trying to fucking pull
Sometimes
there?
you get the boutique hotel and you're like, you just painted over the wallpaper from the fucking Holiday Inn. That
this one was
place used to be.
super rad.
Cool.
You walked in, they had like this giant floor to ceiling mirror along in front of like the bathroom, not in front of the bed. In front of the bathroom thing, and it had hooks on it, so you could like hang your stuff on the mirror. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I like that.
Anyway, so turned on the TV. I was like, I want to watch something. I don't know what it is. I was flipping around, stopped on Arrow, which I haven't watched in however many seasons. Yeah, I don't know where we're at. And let me tell you, whereas we talked about in the pre-show, no spoilers, jumped into Walking Dead, and I guess I've only been gone from The Walking Dead maybe a season and a half, maybe just a season. I don't even remember. But and I was able to drop in and be like, oh, I understand what's happening here. Drop back into Arrow, and I'm like, who the fuck are any of you people? And like Felicity walked in to yell at Laurel and like totally was like, spoilers, I guess, for Arrow, because I don't even understand it, but like, you're not the Laurel, and not even, it wasn't even that I don't think she's Laurel from this dimension. She's like just not Laurel, period. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I was like, I gotta bounce out of this shit because I don't understand what the hell you're talking about.
I'm sure the same would happen for Flash too, by the way.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I need you to give it to me. Laurel.
He's not even there anymore. He's Laurel's down.
Is he not
I have no fuck idea where he's probably been gone for fucking years. Laurel, you telling me?
Yeah, you telling me?
You tell me.
That this
tell
guy
me the Arrow
shoots arrows,
shows up over here,
and he kills people.
Now, Oliver Queen, that's a funny story.
You telling me that's your sister? You look nothing alike.
Well, come on now. That doesn't matter.
That's weird. They're all super. I love that this like slowly. And it didn't occur to me till way too late. You know, everything occurs to me way too late. I'm always the last person to know. But I didn't realize that they were just like going to slowly give every single character on every single sub CW show superhero powers.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, I get that. Yeah. Like now there's like 15 speedsters on Flash.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's a speedster. Everyone who fights is a speedster.
Yeah.
It's just a thing now.
Yeah. I would have grounded that a bit more too.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
Same thing with Arrow, where I'm like, I tuned in for Arrow, and it's like, oh, I remember you guys. Like, you're his not sidekicks, but you're also.
But it's weird that they call her Speedy.
Well, not even. Roy Harper was in this one. I was like, oh, I remember you left the show, and now you're back. I have no idea where fucking Speedy is. His sister. I don't even know what the hell's going on with her.
Yeah,
she's probably dead too. Everybody's dead.
I think what's her name? Willa Ford, is that her name?
No, the Willa Ford's saying I want to be bad.
Thank you.
But Willa is, that was the
Willa Wonka.
Oh, Willa Wonka, my favorite.
Willa Wonka. Yeah, I follow her on Instagram still.
Yeah.
She has an interesting life that she leads.
Don't they all?
Don't they all?
Yeah.
Do you think people think that we're that cool that follow us?
No.
Because when I see her Instagram,
cool.
she like does modeling and stuff and looks amazing, and all of her pictures are amazing. And then I put up pictures of me like photoshopped into stuff. Maybe I haven't done that. What the fuck am I thinking? Oh, it was the Ghostbuster thing. That's what I was thinking. Like us photoshopped in Ghostbusters frames, and people just must think we're outrageous.
Well, I think we're idiots for sure.
Well, every once in a while, I'll like my people that do comedy with me occasionally, like fellow comedians in San Francisco who don't know what we do, are just gobsmacked when I put something out. They're like, "What the fuck are you? What do you do all day?
Sure,
Who are you?
Yeah.
Like they just don't get it. Like one of my friends was like, "Well, who are the best friends?" And I was like, "Oh, it's what we call our community." And he's like,
"What's a community?
What the fuck are you talking? Like, what do you do all day?" I was
like, I talk.
Yeah.
Talk about things.
Sort of.
No, it was the same way for me, kind of, not really. But at this Walking Dead thing where I was like, oh, cool. And then like we all started like tweeting, you know, at me and Jay Ghosty and Shad and all this stuff. And I was like looking at their numbers and I'm like, oh wow, they're gonna see that I have more followers than them on Twitter. That's gonna be pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're gonna be cool.
And then I popped over to Instagram where most of them were way more active and kicking the shit out of me. Like I was like, oh, they're
like
thinking I'm
12
cute.
million.
They're thinking it's cute that I'm hosting this thing. I'm like, fuck.
The one thing is well, for one, I think that you're probably a better host than them. I mean, they're like numbers don't count.
Oh, well, I think it's a different skill set. No,
totally
I know
different
that.
skill set. But two, man, it is just a constant reminder. Everything's relative.
Yeah, of course.
Everything is fucking relative, and that's the way you go. Oh, we're already to the point where you draw the Superman logo.
Can I not doodle while I listen?
you
Because I
can't
love
totally.
listening and doodling.
Do we have topics today? Or
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 2 best friends gather on this table, bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Like so many of you did and do each and every day. Right now, many of people are watching us record the show live for $1. Every Game Over Greggy show is posted as we record it live, so that if we slip up and nips slip, you see them. There they are. Here comes some nips. He's getting them ready.
Tim's got little tiny nipples. Did you know that?
Does he?
Yeah, he's got a little BB.
Who's got
BB
huge nips?
I
in
have
our crew.
moderately large nipples.
Yeah.
Mine look like yours. They're just normal.
But I have Andrew Reiner from Game Informer accused me of having small nipples as well, and I'm like, I guess they're not impressive.
Normal size nipples.
Yeah, it's just normal random ass nipples. You can also get the show ad-free on patreon.com/kindafunny. You can catch the pre and post show either live or as the video version we post every Friday, along with the MP3 early access. Doesn't have the thing, whatever. No ads. If you don't want to give us any money, you don't have to give us any money. You can get the show free on youtube.com/kindafunny and audio services everywhere the following Friday, 1 week after it's up on Patreon. I need to come up with a better slogan for that because it's just getting unwieldy. There's just too much happening.
I like it. I like when you change it up a little bit because I feel like it just breaks the monotony of the messaging.
Sure.
You know?
They can't tune it out as easily.
Here's what you do. I'm gonna let's spitball right now. Tell people they can't get it on Patreon. Tell people Patreon's down. Tell people Patreon's stupid. You got to go over to twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and subscribe to our channel at the $15 above level.
Oh, like tier 15 or whatever.
Which we have apparently, but we just don't use.
Thanks to Patreon producer DJ Kenta for supporting this show. You're amazing as always. We saw you in the chat earlier. We love you and appreciate you. And then our sponsors, Burrow and Gabby, but I'll tell you about that later.
Point of clarification before you walked in, DJ Kento did in fact say that I look like I work at a snack bar at a summer camp. So DJ Kento, as much as I love your support, that cut to the core of me.
Well, again, you can go to the pre-show on patreon.com/kindafunny, the video version, and you can see the debate that then starts, and then we get to go see what Joey Noel's summer camp looked like, and that is not a summer camp, that is a fucking luxury
resort
accommodation.
That's like what do they call it? Like shutters on the, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like for
it's like super rich
shutters
people.
during E3. Yeah, exactly. No, see, now I'll give you that you look like a camp counselor. The jean jacket and the red shirt, because you look like
I'm going for Paul Rudd.
Paul
from
Rudd
Wet
looks
Hot
like
American
that.
Summer.
No,
Yeah.
Wet Hot American. Yeah, exactly. But like snack bar, that's not a normal thing.
Who the fuck?
I feel
What
like
does a snack bar guy look like?
I feel like snack bar is borrowing the part from Caddyshack, where they have a little caddy thing where like Nunzio wants Coke.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't paying 50 cents for no Coke. Well, then you ain't getting no Coke. Like that's the snack bar version I can see this man working at. But again, I don't see anyone working at a snack bar in a summer camp because real summer camps don't have that. No. They got the mess hall. You get fed 3 squares and that's it.
That's it. A real summer camp should be closer in form to a prison.
Outdoor prison. That's what I was thinking.
That it should be
100%.
to a resort. Like my summer camp was closer to the fucking prison in Holes than it was to whatever Cancun estate Joey's going to.
I'm telling you, I've known for a while that Joey was pampered too much. And
over here.
This is more examples of it. Joey, you're on the shock mic. What's happened?
I just came in to see if Nick actually was dressed like some sort of summer camp employee. And I walk in, you guys just talking more shit.
Yeah.
You're not in the room. You're allowed to do that, remember?
What's your hot take on my dress today? Am I dressed like a summer camp employee?
I feel like you're just missing aviators.
Yes. Then it would be Paul Rudd from Wet Hot American Summer.
I mean, I'd be fine with that. He's a good-looking man.
Counselor than
Thank you. I'll take.
Yes, because in a real summer camp, there is not a snack bar employee. They are all counselors.
Well, there's a snack bar employee. There's a coffee shop employee.
That is not what a summer camp is.
Also, what kind of bougie? Like, this is how bougie this summer camp is. They had a snack bar and a separate coffee shop that probably also sold snacks. Do you see what I'm saying?
Probably fresh baked things, right? No. Some biscottis.
They got fucking Mary Berry in the back, like rolling out with her weird hand.
Who's Mary Berry? What the fuck is that
Great
reference?
British Bake Off. Thank you
Oh
very
my
much.
God, people.
Yeah.
No, they were strictly coffee only, and all the other accoutrements were at the snack shack, including milkshakes.
I feel bad that I made fun of Mary Berry's hands. Mary, if you're watching, I apologize about that.
She's not watching. She does not care.
You're old and it's probably arthritis. It's not cool to make fun of. I don't know.
I still want to do adult summer camp. Kind of
Fuck,
funny.
I just want you and I to go away and not have to work.
I'm done with that.
Let's
I'm down
do
with
it.
that.
Let's go sit. Let's go sit someplace that's air conditioned. Fuck outdoors.
Also true.
Fuck the
That's a
sun.
great
Fuck
point.
outdoors.
That's a great
Fuck
point.
travel.
Nick, we did Extra Life
We did.
Saturday.
Yeah.
You went home not early. You partied. You
On the
hung
early
out.
side.
But then you took off and you didn't come back because you had to get ready for something. What did you go do?
I did my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament.
What does that mean?
That means up until this point, I've done in-house tournaments.
Okay.
Which means that they are organized by my head coaches, and you just go to one of the gyms, and it's a bunch of guys that you know, or you've probably rolled with, or at least seen, and they do a bracket, like a round robin tournament, where basically you get like 2 or 3 matches depending on. They break it down by rough weight classes, not age, but just like whoever shows up, they'll weigh everyone, get together and figure out the weight classes, and then you just get to kind of roll against people in a full out. 100% intense like setting. So it's probably the closest you can get to mirroring what it would be like to try and use jiu-jitsu with someone who is going 100% against you without striking at all.
Okay.
So there's no punches thrown or anything like that in a tournament. Usually it's just straight jiu-jitsu rules. And it's scored by
In the round robin tournament.
in any tournament. It's not, there's no, if it's a jiu-jitsu, if it's an IBJJF, which I believe stands for International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, run tournaments, or a sanctioned tournament by the governing body of BJJ. There's no striking allowed. It's all just jiu-jitsu. It's all grappling. It's all hold. It's all chokes and joint manipulations. And so I've done, up until this point, I've done in-house tournaments. I did a white belt tournament that I won, and then I did a sambo tournament, which is another discipline that's taught at my school, and I got just housed at that.
That's the one where you can use the kendo sticks, right?
No, there's no use of kendo sticks in any of this stuff. But yeah, my instructor has been pushing me, and he pushes everyone to go out and actually experience a real competition. And by that, this was I chose the U.S. Open because it just ended up being.
That's a cool name.
Well. I chose it because it ended up being what I thought was a good time period, and I sort of mentally prepared for it. And one of the tools that I used was I was like, I want to do a competition. And my coach was pushing me toward that because he was like, look, I want, we have belt promotions coming up, but you need to go, show me that you kind of know what you're doing. And the best way to do that, and pretty much the only way in his eyes to do that, is actually go do a real competition. And this is not, it's not, some houses, or some houses, I shouldn't say, we're not a fucking clan in the Foot clan. Some gyms will do a belt promotion ceremony. Some gyms will do tests. So you'll go and you'll have to roll with people. You have to execute technique, things like that. The way my gym does it generally is, if you want another belt, you have to go compete and you have to win. And so he's told, he tells people, look, if you go and you podium, if you get second or first place, basically, that counts a long way toward getting your belt. But basically, it's like, I just want you to go experience what it's like to actually compete in a real competition setting, not an in-house tournament. You go and there's hundreds of people who could destroy you at any given time walking around you, and you sign up and you get broken down into a weight class, an age group, and then you go and you spar, and you spar full out. And so I've been putting it off for a long time because, as you can imagine, it's slightly anxiety inducing.
Sure.
So this was the 3rd time I had sort of punted it.
Deferred, yeah.
And it just so happened that this ended up being good. And there's another one in December that I thought about doing it to, but I had mentally sort of been like, I'd mentally gone through all of the exercises of going like, look, you're clearly just making every excuse you possibly can.
Yeah.
And Extra Life was going to be my big excuse to not do this one. And it's a great excuse, but we had talked before about kind of sticking to a little bit more of a schedule. And when I asked you if I was like, oh, can I just go at the beginning of the day? You're like, sure, no problem. You can do like 10 hours or 12 hours, like going from, 10 to however long you go. I was like, well, I could make the excuse of, well, I've got to, stream for another 8 hours, or I could say, what would this be like if I come off that stream and just go do it and get it done? Because I just wanted to get it done.
Sure,
I wanted to get it out of the
off.
way, rip the Band-Aid off, get that experience. and see how intense it was going to be. Because ultimately, this is one of the things that I'd like to do on a semi-regular basis.
How often do these tournaments come around?
Oh, there's like one every month or two.
Okay.
So there was one like the weekend prior that I could have been to that my friend actually on a whim competed at and was like, there was only one dude in my division and I won and it was great. And I was like, oh, that's super popular. And then I told one of my other friends that I was going to the US Open. He's like, you're picking the US Open as your first ever Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as your BJJ competition. I was like, why is that bad? He's like, it's a pretty premier thing. And I looked at one of the brackets. First off, not round robin. It's bracketed. And I don't know if you know what that means, but in normal sports, a bracket means single elimination. So if you have, in order to get like, basically I would have had to beat 3 people, I think, or 2 people in my division to get first, which wasn't that bad because there was 4 people total in my division, in my particular weight class and age group. So if I could have won 2 fights, I would have gotten first, which would have been great. But my friend who is in his 20s, because I'm 38, my friend was in his 20s, had 21 people in his bracket.
Jesus Christ.
And he was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get to the end of this one. I was like, well, it's good. But again, the point, as everyone will tell you, is like, yeah, you go and you want to see where you want to try to see a quasi semi-realistic like reality for where you're at in this discipline that you're studying and how well you can execute these things. Yeah. And so it was super intimidating.
Where was it?
It was down at Cow Palace.
It was at the Cow Palace?
Yeah, huge.
Was it like, so you were the center area of the Cow Palace? Just one ring?
No, it's 6 rings. Okay, so the way they break it out is it's sort of similar to like if you're looking at these, there's mats like this. Yeah. Another room, like a 6-pack of mats basically. Okay. And you're here. But the way it works is you get there, you register. So you go in and say, I'm here, and they give you see the ID, and then you have a time period roughly of when you're supposed to go weigh in. And the hard thing about the US Open is you have to weigh in right before your first fight. So you don't have a chance to like other tournaments will allow you to weigh in like the day before, so you can cut weight a little bit and then rehydrate, which I'm a white belt, so that's not something that I'm interested in doing necessarily. Yeah. Which ended up, I think, being one of my ultimate downfalls of this one, was that I was
too watery.
Well, no, I was trying to figure out which weight class to put myself in. And currently, when I signed up for the tournament, I'm a little heavier now because Extra Life puts on a couple lbs. But when I signed up for the tournament, I was 182 pounds. And the threshold for the cutoff of the weight class below where I ended up signing up for was 181.5. Okay. Now that's easy. That would have actually not been terrible for me to lose. I could easily lose a couple pounds, but just by, either dehydrating myself a little bit or fasting a little bit. But the problem is you have to weigh in with your gi, and the gi is about 4 pounds. Yeah. And so I was like, do I want to lose 6 pounds in a week with Extra Life coming up, with this IGN stream coming up, with all of these fun things coming up?
You knew there'd be Taco Bell.
I'm like, there's going to be Taco Bell at not 1 but 2 streams probably, because I figured at some point someone would get Taco Bell for Extra Life, and I was wrong, but we got pizza. I don't think we have to. Oh, I wasn't here when we got that.
Did Taco Bell roll through? I thought we ate Taco Bell.
We got it for.
No, I definitely ate Taco Bell here.
Did you?
Yeah, cheesy gordita crunch. I remember.
So I made a call to. I said,
it was early. It was before you got here. That's when it was.
So I made a call to put myself in the higher weight class, which was 181 to 195. And when I weighed in with my gi on, I weighed 184 pounds. And all I would have had to lose was 2.5 pounds to have been at the top of the weight class below me. And the first guy that I fought. Now, granted, everything was amplified by the fact that I was super intimidated by this whole event. Sure. This is my first competition, and everyone's
are the stands like packed?
No. Okay. No, the stands are relatively empty. It's mostly just competitors and like your family would come to watch.
Did your wife come?
No, she didn't. I didn't want her. I was like, you stay home, because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and actually, my expectation was correct because it ended up taking me like 4 more hours than I thought it was going to take, and I didn't want her to. I was like, you just stay home. I'll deal with this. And I had a bunch of people from my gym were there because they were competing as well. So we had like gym buddies.
You had people to talk to.
Yeah, like I basically talked like 5 people into competing around the same, like, who were in my weight class, but different times. So we were all going at the same time. And my friend Emily was one of them. Not my weight class, but she competed around the same time. She
Emily Rajanowski?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, we're very good friends. Blurred Lines. We met on that set. I'm actually Robin Thicke. So the first guy that I saw, like, what happens is you go into this little holding area, and they check your gi to make sure it's regulation, so you're not like, it's not too short or whatever, because that can give you an unfair advantage.
It's not made out of
chainmail. Yeah, or like they have really weird specifications. Like my friend Nabil, like he went in with his gi, and they were like, you can't wear that because it has contrast stitching. And he was like, what? And they were like, yeah, it's got red stitching. You can't do that. And he was like, okay, that's weird. So we had to borrow someone else's gi, which was strange. And it was super small on him, but they were like, yeah, that works. Then you go and you have to weigh in. And I'm standing behind the 4 guys that are in my division, or in my bracket rather.
They're hosses.
They're big.
Yeah.
And looking back on the picture, I have a picture of myself on the podium. They're not that much bigger than me, but in my brain, I'm like, this is Khal Drogo. These guys are fucking huge. These guys are going to destroy me. And the guy I went up against was just I looked at him and I was like, I look like all the leftovers from when God made you. And that's how I felt. And my instructor was like, no, you're just being intimidated by the fact that this is a whole setting. He's like, you got this. Go in there with confidence. Let's go. Like, look, come on, this is going to be great. And I went in there and this guy blasted a double A takedown on me. And it was like, I've never done jiu-jitsu before in my life.
So it was like, ding, and he just like, poof, down.
I have video of it that I might put up on my Instagram.
Oh, wow.
It's violent.
Yeah.
I look like I look like.
Let me see. Just show me right now.
You want to show this?
Yeah. No, not you don't have to show them. I'd like to see it.
Sure.
If you're fine with that.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's a good step towards you putting on Instagram.
Yeah. I'll put it on Instagram. I don't mind. I'm not embarrassed by it.
But is it literally like bell ring?
Here. So you see him throwing me around like I don't weigh anything?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the throws.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throws are starting right now. And there's the light takedown.
Yeah.
He's starting. Oh, now he's got you up. Now he's got you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't go well.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It's like this is not what I thought I was getting. I thought it was going to be like he just walks up and just burn.
No. I did well. I ended up losing my first round. And this guy that beat me ended up beating beating the next guy out of the next bracket.
Gotcha.
So in that regard, like he just overpowered me, and he has way better takedown skills and way better wrestling skills than me. But it ended up only being 0-6 the score.
Oh,
so
okay.
he didn't submit me.
Okay.
I was able to defend, and I was actually able to get a takedown on him. But I wasn't able to maintain position. So
he's a tall guy. That's a tall guy.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if he weighed in at 195, because he, at one point afterward, I congratulated him. I did the standard Nick Scarpino thing where I like did it and like grabbed his arm, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what are these fucking boulders?
I want to check on him.
But he's a very nice guy, and I was able to talk to the rest of the guys in the division after we went up to the podium, and it was cool, but it was the most nerve-wracking experience ever. Almost probably worse than the first time I performed like at Cobb's, because I was pretty nervous there, but this was nervous with also the threat of physical violence. Sure. Which was I was like in a different world. I was like losing time. I was like, I know I just had a conversation with someone, but I could not tell you what it was or what's going on. Plus the environment you're in, everyone's dressed the same because they're all in gis. Yeah. And you're hearing the same thing over and over again, which is like the sound of everyone. And so you just like space out for a little bit. It was fucking crazy. It was fucking crazy. And
is it that thing where you like kind of like when you do comedy, like how you want to go do it again? Now that you've got that thing out, like it's not
kind of.
Yeah.
I feel there was a little bit of a depression of wow. You know, awesome. I was like, I really expected to do better. I really did. And I really felt like my performances like in sparring against other white belts to this date have been a little bit better. Yeah. But that is, I think, the point of doing a competition is to really see kind of where you're at. And so now I got a lot more work to do. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of want to do another one. Yeah. And I kind of want to get down to a weight that I feel like psychologically will, because I mean, I would tell you this, like obviously anyone who's a upper belt will tell you like a 10-pound differential, while it is an advantage, but if you have better technique, you can beat the guy. Sure. And I think I could have beat that guy, but I just got very intimidated by him first.
You get in your head, right?
And a perfect example was when he did what wrestlers do, which is they shoot in for a takedown and kind of Goldberg spear you. Oh yeah. And there's a way to do it correctly in jiu-jitsu where you don't dip your head underneath someone's arm because you can easily get
get him.
And I started the choke, and for some dumb reason was like, I don't think I'm gonna get this, and I let it go. What I should have done was just gone fucking ham and trying to lock that fucking thing on that guy's neck, because he had a big thick neck and I could have choked the shit out of it. Sure. But I just remember hearing my instructor's words in the class that I took before. He was like, I don't want you guys going for guillotines, because you're allowing, the problem with that is when you go in for a guillotine, you're basically you can't stuff a a because you need your arms for that. So he was like, you're allowing the takedown. You're basically saying like, go ahead and take me down, but you get your leg over and you're just committing to choking him. And I got flustered and just did all the wrong things. And then this guy just crammed me into the fucking mat for like 5 minutes straight. But I was able to get to my feet. I took him down once, couldn't maintain position, so I didn't get any points. And then I also rolled him one time off at a turtle, which people in jiu-jitsu will know that. And so I was happy with that because that's something that I'm like, I only do in the gym when I know that someone, it's my size because they can smash down on you. So it was interesting. It was very interesting, and very much glad I did it. A little demoralized by it. It was tough to lose in front of my coach. That was a hard thing too.
Sure.
Because I feel like when you're doing the in-house tournaments, he's everyone's coach. And so win or lose, it's
you're
not
letting him down.
You're not letting him down because you showed up
your house down.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you show up and you're support. Like the in-house tournaments are great because you pay a little bit of money, you're supporting the gym, and then you get a little experience of kind of experience what that dynamic is. Where someone's gonna, because when you spar, there's kind of when you spar after class, there's sort of an unwritten understanding of like, you're going to go like 80%, maybe 90%. We're not going to go fucking ham on each other 5 times every day because you might hurt someone. So you hold a little bit back, but with the competition, it's like fucking go as hard as you possibly can. And so that was one of the other key takeaways for me too, is I was like, I need to train at that level a little bit before going into these competitions. I need to kid myself into thinking that I'm rolling hard when I know I could go to the competition class and train with a select amount of people that are specifically training to compete. Yeah. And I've been avoiding that pain. And so I think that like, I just need to amp it up a little bit in the gym.
Well, it's cool that you come away more motivated for it.
Definitely. I mean, I thought the feeling I was going to have after the tournament was one of satisfaction and like all the anxiety would be gone. Right, I would just feel this calm come over me, and that was not what happened. I was pissed. Yeah, and I was like, I'm glad I went, and I'm definitely glad I did it.
Get it out of your system.
But to get it out of my system,
get the first one done.
But I'm like, I want a fucking rematch. Like I woke up at 4 a.m. thinking about the fight. Yeah. And I had to go outside and watch TV, and I was like, I didn't expect this. I thought it was going to be, oh, that's a relief. Never have to worry about that again. And now I've just thought about it every day since.
Sure. Kind of like skydiving. Is that right?
Skydiving, I never want to do again.
Sure. But you were happy that you did it, right?
Happy that I did it. It was fun. I'm glad that's done. That night I slept like a baby. This one was like creeping around in my subconscious of like, and it wasn't like, I don't feel like I got brutalized. It wasn't like a traumatic experience. It was a fuck. You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
Fortnite. Here's weird. Sure. It's like being an inexperienced player in Fortnite. You wait in the lobby for a really long time. The game maybe kicks you out, whatever. Finally, you get into a match. It takes you fucking forever to find a gun. You get to a point where you're dead. Yeah. You gotta start the whole fucking thing again. Sure. And that's what this day felt like to me. I was like, oh, it was over in 5 fucking minutes. And I didn't even really like I barely remember what the fucking mat felt like on my bare feet because I was wearing shoes the entire time. I'm like, oh, and then I'm just blasted. And then the guy got another match and he gets the win. And I'm like, I didn't get the fucking win. That sucks. Yeah. It's bullshit.
I hear you.
But it's all me. Got to train hard.
I think that's what it shakes out to when you want to compare it to Fortnite, right? And at least on paper is the idea
put more time in.
Yeah, and it's the idea that you know what you did wrong, right? Like the amount of when we play Fortnite or we play any game like that, it is multiplayer and it's a game not of skill, right? Where it is like, if I had just aimed down sights earlier, if I had just done this before that, like, and that's exactly what you're describing, right? Of like, if I would have just committed to the choke. You know, and it's easy to do that. That's why they call it, Monday morning quarterbacking, right? Or armchair quarterbacking, because you know how this plays out. You know what the decisions you made led to. Whereas, maybe you go for the guillotine and you win, but maybe it doesn't. You accept that takedown, and he's able to flip it into something else crazy and fucking he breaks your back like Bane. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully no.
I don't know.
That was the other thing. Just like, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, of course.
Because my shoulder's been killing me because I sprained it like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and it's just been killing me. And that was another reason why I was like, why the fuck are you doing this today? Why don't you let your shoulder heal and come back full? But I was like,
there's always an excuse.
That's the thing, and that's why. Because Tim was like, I don't question your motives, but doing a jiu-jitsu competition for the first time right after Extra Life might not be the best of ideas. And I'm like, there's always a fucking Extra Life, and I mean that in the best way possible. We're always doing something. Yeah. Every time I looked, I'm like, the next one's on like December 2nd, and we got the showcase right around the corner. And I'm like, there's going to be something we're going to have to do that day.
There's always a reason to punt it. There's always a reason not to. It's for me, it's the same thing with riding the bike to work, where it's just like, oh, well, I got to bring this, or I got to do this, or there's always something I should be taking to work or bringing home from work. And that'll be my, if I don't want to ride, which is the real answer sometimes, right? I'm exhausted because it's been going forever. Yeah. That's the real thing. You just have an honest conversation with yourself of like, why are you really not doing this? Why are you really not wanting to do this?
And for me, I have a part of my brain that lets that voice in way too often.
Yeah.
And so part of it was, I mean, we were talking about this when I was in Canada. I literally signed up for the competition when we landed in Canada. That's how long it took me to figure out that I wanted. That was like, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. And finally, I was going over all 50 ideas of why this is a bad, or all 50 reasons why this is a terrible idea. Timing, I'm in bad shape, my shoulder hurts, haven't trained enough. And then I was like, just fucking do it.
Yeah, you got.
What is the worst that can happen? You're gonna lose as a white belt. Who cares? I'm not a fucking professional fighter.
Yeah,
and I'll learn something from it, and maybe it'll motivate me toward training that much harder. Maybe I will do 1 more day or 2 more days or 3 more days in the gym a week. You know, maybe I will get some privates and work on.
And that's the thing is like it's just pushing you till what is abnormal becomes normal, right? Until what is your routine or it feels foreign isn't foreign anymore.
That's the interesting part, right? Because I talked to some people and I'm like, I don't know that you ever don't get the anxiety when you go to compete. Because even my instructor, who's a black belt, is like, oh no, you still get nervous. Like, because as you move up the levels, the intensity moves up too. It's not like you're a black belt that gets to go fuck up some white belts. You're going against other black belts that want to win too, and they're insane. Like
the enemy level scales with you.
Oh my god, that's exactly right, right? And like I watched a bunch of black belt. There was a bunch of black belt matches that were happening because they did the black belts and white belts the same day,
and they're doing fucking backflips and throwing sides and shit.
No, it's not that. It's just they are. The number one thing that I saw that was I think not eye-opening, I kind of know it, but that was very impressive was that the upper belts just have like, you see these guys with gas tanks. It is go, 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 go. And they got to go. Yeah. And to put it in context, I'm not sure how long they have to do, but black and brown belts, I think, have longer matches. So my match was 5 minutes. I think theirs is like 8 or 9. And after, let's put it this way, after a minute of being pummeled by this guy, I was like, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, totally.
And if I got to do this for fucking 3 more matches, like my friend Emily put it best. She was, she won her first 2, and then by the 3rd one, I was like, "What was the big deciding factor? Like, why do you think you lost?" She goes, "I was just fucking tired.
Yeah,
just like my legs were jelly, and I just couldn't think anymore." And that's training. That's just getting in there and putting yourself in that situation. But so I do think you can normalize some of that.
Sure.
I think you can get to a point where like, this is normal. Oh, of course I'm doing it. There's a competition next month. The question isn't am I doing it? Is of course I'm doing it until otherwise, you know?
Yeah.
Until you tell yourself otherwise that you're not, until you have to go out of town or something like that.
Well, it's just all like you're talking about, like, you know what I mean? Like you don't remember what the mat feels like on your feet, right? Like that's the thing of like getting your at-bats, taking your experience points, getting I noticed something in the hotel room after rehearsal for the Walking Dead thing this week of getting back to it and being like, oh, hey, this is normal. Like, you know what I mean? And I know that sounds weird because we're on camera all the time, but it's such a different thing to host something I've been hired for than what I do here when we just pop over to be on Podcast Beyond or something. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the surprising thing about the IGN stream, right? Was that we're sitting there and they're being all professional and we're like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And of course, we turned it into complete shenanigans. Like people were giving us hand signals, and I was like, "Aransky, what the fuck? What are you saying to me right now?
Yeah.
Just say it. But it doesn't matter."
And that's the thing, right? Of having that ownership and us being able to say that and know that, because like I remember when I first started hosting things outside of the wheelhouse, right? And I can't tell you the project anymore, but when it would be like, man, I'm in a hotel room getting ready, that somebody else made us this thing happen, and I gotta show up tomorrow, and I gotta know people's names, blah blah, and like, you know, showing up on the set for Walking Dead was the complete opposite of that, of course. Like, and then granted, I know the people who are the production team, I've worked with them a bunch. It's kind of like when, similar for IGN, of like when we would do the first E3s and like, you know, Mike would come over to mic me and it'd be like, oh man, this is so weird. And then like, you know, year 4 of that at Comic-Con, whatever, who cares?
See, I think I'm still in that area.
Sure. Oh yeah, totally.
Where I still like, I remember the first few things that we did that you would do a schedule for, and then I would see my name as the host, and I would get super nervous. Like we did the GameStop Expo the first year, and I had to host a Star Trek thing, and I was just like, I'm gonna fuck this up so bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm still there a little bit where I'm hypercritical of like me being on camera in a hosting or, you know, personality perspective. Sure. But again, that's another perfect example of that, is like just doing the morning show every day beats that out of you.
Oh yeah, totally.
And in the best possible way, where it's I think the key to success here, and that's the thing with the competitions that a lot of people will tell you, is that repetition is king. If you can do it as many times as possible, that's going to normalize it to you. And that's the same with on-camera hosting, where it's like, because the more you do something, the less each individual like section or each individual instance of it matters.
Yeah.
You know, if I do 50 competitions a week, or not a week, a year, which is not possible. Say I do 12 a year and I win 1 or 2 of them, that's cool. That's great.
Awesome, yeah.
That's fantastic, right? But if I do 1 a year, well, that's a lot more important.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, especially if that one.
No,
like,
I mean that's what I always equate us to in Kind of Funny, where it's the fact that in the first year, 2 years, when the Patreon thing wouldn't post right, and this wouldn't happen, and something we said would go live at a time didn't go live, I'd fucking be furious, and I'd fall, you know, blah blah.
it felt a lot more. It felt
and now
bigger.
it's like, well, we put out a jillion pieces of content a week, and we have such a back catalog that now it's established that, hey, we you know 90% of the time are going to hit what we say we're going to hit, and if we don't, you know, something catastrophic happened or it was a mess up or whatever, and it's just like, not to mention that I don't think the same way now, like, you know, on the tarmac taking off to the Walking Dead thing, somebody had posted on Reddit like, oh man, when's Gamescast go live? I guess it probably happened inside of the airport. When's Gamescast go live? And I was like, same time as always, 9 o'clock, unless ... unless something goes wrong and we're getting ready to take off. And I look down and the phone's like, I get my Reddit responses come back up to my threads, and some kid's like, I think something must have gone wrong. And sure enough, I pop in, it's not there. Slack out. All right. Joey responds, okay, it looks like it went up on Kind of Funny instead of Kind of Funny
That
Games.
happens.
All right. Kevin's
Classic
fixing.
us.
And it's just like, I popped in the Reddit thread and the guy's like, cool, no problem. And it's like, back at year 1, it was also cool, no problem. But I still felt like I'm failing and nobody understands like what we want. And like, no, people understand now. And it's
I get it.
The same thing it's always been.
It's and I think that I totally get that. You know, I totally get that. And I have to. That's something I have to remind myself too. Is like, don't insert myself in these situations, because we're moving so fast that it's production. There's gonna be errors. There's gonna be mistakes. There's gonna be times we fail. That's just the way it is. And the more you can look at that as not necessarily, I mean, it's bad and you obviously don't want to make mistakes, but the more you can look at that as a positive, like, okay, let's learn from this, let's move forward, the more it's just not going to bother you, because there's always there's always a level of something that doesn't go your way.
Oh yeah.
And I used to let that bother me a lot.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, well, I have the attitude of like, we'll get them tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same in what we do here. It's the same sometimes when I host the morning show. I'm like, damn, we knocked it out of the fucking park today. We had a great show. I know people were enjoying that because I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then some people, I'm like, sometimes we'll have the morning show and I'm like, I think I was the only person enjoying that. You know, or it's the same with comedy. It's the same with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go in and I'll have a great night of training and think, oh, this is fucking great. And the next day I come back and someone just destroys me. And I'm like, this is my first day. Like, what is happening? Like, why can't I do this?
Yeah.
And it's the same with comedy, where I went to 3 mics on Monday to prepare for that Tuesday show. And the first one went well, and the second one went great. I was like, I'm doing fucking great.
on fire.
And the third one, I ate shit.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, it's the way it is.
How much
man.
are your acts new right now? Like from when I last saw it?
I did 15 minutes last night.
Holy shit.
Which I think a lot of it you've probably seen, and a lot of it was very interesting and telling to be able to do 15 minutes. Was, first off, it was cool because you can settle into a groove, and you don't like the nerves of being on stage. You settle in, you kind of calm down, and you can actually kind of develop that kind of quick relationship with the audience.
Talk to the audience, look at the audience.
Which is good, except for last night because the lights were so blinding I couldn't see anyone, which I fucking hate when they do that. But that's not the organizer's fault. It's just that's the lights they have there. But I like Punchline because Punchline you can see people's faces, and it's small enough that you can actually pinpoint people in the back of the room, which is nice. 15 minutes. A lot of it's probably new that you haven't heard. Wow. And it's interesting because now that I look through it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to really notice that a lot of my material is just tonally off from itself. So some of it needs to be developed more. Some of it needs to be just thrown out the window because it's not working. And some of it's like super harsh. Some of it's super over-sexualized. Some of it's silly. And some of it's really innocent fun, like stupid fun. And so I'm still trying to figure out where my voice is with all that. You know, because like the first joke I have is like a misdirection joke, and the next joke I have is like, wow, you're just being really mean toward this particular kid. You know? So yeah, but it's interesting, and I like the opportunities to push myself, obviously, because I think that the more you push yourself, the more you have that opportunity to get that important data, and the more you have the opportunity to get that sort of like that learning experience, both good and bad, and having that 15-minute set go well was a nice little frosting on the cake of you know of the middle layer being failing utterly at a jiu-jitsu competition, but then also having what I consider was our best stream ever, which was on Saturday, the actual live stream. Sure. We had, at one point I was like, are we fucking doing this? Like, this is so fun. When we were in the middle of Jeopardy, Josh Pretty, I was like, I literally was like, like looking at the shot. I'm like, I'm so proud of us that this is actually working. Like Kevin did the fucking back wall and it was working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is he doing that? That's so cool.
Yeah.
And it was a legitimately great piece of content that was in the middle of 50 other great pieces. Some of it was crazy and not as well thought out, but yeah, we did some great stuff. So I don't know. I guess moral of the story is just keep going, just keep swimming.
Keep trucking, as they say. During this break, I'm going to tell you about our sponsors. Of course, DJ Kento, Patreon producer. Bing.
Let's go with that.
Nick.
Yeah.
You get the choice of what the final topic will be.
Love it.
We can either use yours that we didn't use on the Josh McCouga show, which I'm going to say, and we can say for whenever.
Sure.
Movies you wish you could unsee.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's also the topic from Amir on Patreon. Or I'm sorry, Amar on Patreon. Remember this one, the British royalty one.
Which one was that one?
Amar says, you've been made a British aristocrat, parentheses. Turns out you're some long lost heir or what have you, end parentheses. And you've been given the funds to design your own estate in England. For simplicity's sake, let's say Duke/Duchess of Cleveland. Tell us about your new life. How would you design your estate, reign as a Duke/Duchess, interact with Her Majesty, etc.?
That's fun.
We're doing that?
Sure, why not?
Amar from Patreon writes in for this topic and says, you just heard it. We're British aristocrats of Cleveland. The wheels are coming off. I've been on camera for 17 straight days.
And if you've had to guess, how badly do I have to pee right now?
Oh, I got to pee too, so I imagine you're even worse.
Do you want to just leave dead air while we go pee?
No, Joey can come in, you can pee, and then I'll pee, and then we'll do the British aristocrats.
That sounds good. Joe! Could you fill in for me for a second? I have to potty.
And then you're going to have to fill in for me while I potty.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now we're doing, get out of here. We're doing.
Tell her what the topic is so we can keep it going.
You can start it. All right, Joe? Because you'll be here for two of them back to back. Amar.
You're the devil.
Amar from Patreon writes in and says, you've been made a British aristocrat. Turns out you're some long lost heir or what have you. And you've been given funds to design your own estate in England. For simplicity's sake, let's say the Duke/Duchess of Cleveland. Tell us about your new life, how you would design your estate, reign as Duke/Duchess.
So wait,
interact.
This is in England or like I'm an American?
He immediately changes his own idea, so I don't know. Okay. Design your own estate in England, he starts with, and then he says, for simplicity's sake, say the Duke of England or Duchess of England. Cleveland.
I have to live in Ohio?
I like the idea that we have been made. There's some weird thing that
I got adopted and my parents never told me.
It's Princess Diaries reboot, and somehow in this
exciting.
we are taking over Cleveland. That's what we've been given in this.
Oh, I don't want to take over Cleveland.
Too bad. That's what you got now.
Okay. What does my estate look like?
And that means you're home, I'm assuming, right?
I assume so.
Cool, Greg. Give me a Google search of British estate and make sure we're using this correctly. I can call Lucy too, probably.
Lucy James, clearly.
Actually, that's probably a better service. Hold on. But where do you start with this one?
Where do I start? Housing estate is a group of homes or other buildings built together as a single development. So this is like a compound of some sort, right? This is usually what it sounds like. So obviously I want a giant house because I live in San Francisco and I live in a shoebox currently. So it'd be nice to be able to have some sort of like room for activities. So I feel like every British estate has some sort of like mansion-y type thing, right?
Sure.
I would also like some sort of like concert arena or sporting venue.
Okay.
I want somewhere where I can throw giant parties and have cool people come over.
Okay. So you're taking like the Buckingham Palace route here. Okay.
If I'm going to have some sort of estate, I want it to be giant.
Okay. That's fair. I think that comes with the name estate, right?
Yeah.
I threw that at her later. All right. Now you sub in. I'm going to pee. We're still trying to come to grips with what exactly an estate is, and we've taken over Cleveland.
I don't know. Why do we have to be in Cleveland?
First off, my first act as king
is moving us
out of Cleveland.
That's fine.
I've never been to Cleveland, but I can't imagine it's better than Southern California. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our English estate to the, what do you want?
I'm
What are you
looking
doing
at
there?
this.
Yeah, you can read that.
I feel like
we're gonna move it closer to like
I feel
London.
like we should have a collective kind of funny estate, and we all have to pool our ideas.
No, absolutely
You just want
not.
a Nicholas Scarpino estate?
Absolutely not. If I become royalty overnight, I am ditching you all faster than a bad habit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Wow.
You guys are allowed to come visit my estate, okay? But what I don't
What
want.
kind of visitor privileges?
Here's
do
what
we
I don't
have?
want. I don't want to live in an estate that's amazing and like historic and have Kevin hang wires poorly all over it and tape shit to the wall that eventually after 6 weeks is just gonna
falls
fall
off.
off.
Yeah.
Okay, and y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've seen multiple instances of that. So no,
Specifically
you
the
guys
door
can
outside
come
of his
over.
office.
Exactly.
But if he's not working, if he's just a visitor, he in theory, well, I guess it's Kevin, so he's always going to be tinkering every time.
If it's Kevin, he's going to be tinkering, and he's only allowed to visit if he walks in, puts on the outfit that I've bought for him, and become my manservant. He'll be my manservant outfit.
What is that outfit exactly?
I'm going to call him.
I want to know.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Mr. Belvedere. It's going to be a full tuxedo, and it's going to have tails, and it's going to have like one of those fluffy thingies, cravats or crevasses.
Sure.
What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking? Like, you know when they not a tie, whatever the other thing is that people wear when they get married.
An ascot?
Ascot. No.
That's like
It's something else. It's like a French tie. Doesn't matter. Kevin's gonna be my little butler.
Okay.
Cool Greg is allowed to live there rent free though.
Wow, man.
And we'll
Cool Greg.
What we'll do is we'll take the most historic part of the estate,
Yeah.
the part that's like impossible to redo.
Yeah.
The exterior of, not the main building, but like if there's like a mosque or like the family's buried there.
Okay.
Cool Greg is allowed to tag any of that stuff he wants.
Okay.
Super expensive, like the worst possible place you could ever think for graffiti to be. That's where we will allow Cool Greg and his friends.
Okay.
Because
So
Cool
they
Greg
all get to be there.
well, they can't tag. It's only for Cool Greg. But if he wants to allow that, he can do it.
Delegate his tagging rights
Yes.
to be somewhere else.
I would assume so. Now, Greg, what we've decided is that
Cool Greg, this mic's up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we calling the Earl and Duchess of Buckingham?
Yes.
Cool.
Lucy James, it's Greg Miller. You're on the GameOverGreggy show.
Great.
How are you?
Great.
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
Great. We need your Britishness. We've Amar from Patreon's written in. He said we've been made. This is hypothetical, of course. Don't worry. Don't panic.
Okay.
He says we've been made, each one of us or you, the Duke/Duchess of Cleveland. So like from England, we're there. He wants to know what our estate would look like.
So, question number one.
Our estate.
What is an estate?
What is an estate? Like, is it just Buckingham Palace, or is like estate to you people mean like we have a town?
So I would say that an estate looks more like a big grand house, kind of like a Downton Abbey.
Okay.
Where you have like a big house, you've got people who work for you, maybe you've got servants' quarters, you've got land.
Okay. Fair. Good.
But also, an estate can mean. So I grew up on an estate, which is kind of like...
Are you a duchess?
Is she the Duchess of Cleveland?
So estate can have multiple meanings. So an estate where I grew up is like, I don't know, it's like a selection of houses that all look the same, and they kind of, I don't know, it's like a part of a town.
I feel like it's
a
got to be the
neighborhood?
first. It's got to be the first, right? Like we have,
The one I'm talking about is like small, lower middle class houses. Everyone lives in a kind of community. All the houses are built and look exactly the same. That's a very England thing.
Okay.
But
See, we call those track homes. That's a neighborhood.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Are you
Lucy.
home? No, I'm still at work.
Okay.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Just a delightful human being.
She's great.
Be great if you remembered her last name though. Sometimes.
I fucked that up on the extra live stream.
Did you really?
Yeah, I called her Lucy
right in front of
O'Brien.
her.
Yeah. Oh,
And she was like,
That
"God
wasn't even
damn you,
that
Miller,"
late.
because you know she's got to get that all the time.
Yeah, her and well,
In
it
the
goes
community.
both ways. She was
Yeah.
telling me
Lucy
that.
O'Brien,
Lucy
yeah.
O'Brien, like there was something where they were like, and Lucy James, and Lucy O'Brien didn't even get up. She's like, no, that's not me.
Nope.
I'm not getting up for that.
Not me.
Here's the first thing I do. Of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Great. I'm a duke. I'm British royalty.
Can I-
Gary Whitta, enemy of the state.
Whoa, really?
I will just for.
I thought you were going to pay him to be your manservant because I was going to pay.
Just for the shits and gigs, I would make sure that he is
can't
like
ever come back into
from
London.
the UK. And
I don't know that as a Duke you have that power.
We're in this world. We're making that a power.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm Duke and I'm over there, and Hugh Grant's the Prime Minister. Like, I'm going to fucking make things happen.
Are we in the world also where Joey decided to put her Chex cinnamon cereal on one of these coasters that has never been cleaned and has been on the floor so many fucking times?
I'm not eating this.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
I thought you were eating those.
Good.
I know.
Is that what you were going to hand me?
Yeah.
You thought
I thought it was candy corn.
No, I was definitely handing you Cinnamon Life.
I should have trusted you.
I know.
You got to trust Joey sometimes.
You're one of the good ones, Joe.
Some of the times.
Yeah.
Just some of the time. So wait, I have a question. If that's what you're doing with Gary Whitta, do you have any plans for Rahul Kohli?
Oh, man, the funhouse fuck?
Yeah.
I feel like here. Oh, I got you. Ooh. Greg, call me. Greg.
Hold on, I'm thinking about what I want to do to him.
Greg.
I also have a really great idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck. Hold on. Shit.
Okay.
I mean,
I went first. I buzzed in
What do
first.
you got?
I think you bar him from ever leaving the country so that he can never collaborate with Funhouse ever again.
No, you've seen them. They're so in love. Bruce would sneak over in a box and make videos.
That's fine. Bruce can come in, but once he's there, he's trapped. He's trapped in London.
Tear up his passport.
You know what it's like? One of those boxes that you can only open, like you push through and then it closes on. Traps. That's what it's called.
Rat
like
trap.
a fox trap. Yeah, rat trap. That's what I'm thinking of.
Because we're gonna trap this rat.
We're gonna trap that fucking rat. That rat Bruce.
Sure.
Son of a bitch.
I have an
Joey,
idea.
you got.
You usurp him and you take him and you permanently make him impersonate Andy Cortez.
That's not bad either.
Well, also, but the door swings both ways on this because we still have Andy in this equation too.
Sure.
Andy, we could make impersonate Rahul. We could also send him. He can be our errand boy, but he also has to dress like
Andy
Mr.
or fake
Belvedere.
Andy now?
Either of them, really.
Okay.
Because I think that one of the fun things about having power is how much you abuse it. And I think you can just pay people to do really, really sad.
And that's my thing is what I think one of the things I would do, of course. Have you ever seen Man in the Iron Mask?
Yeah.
I would put
with
Rahul
Leonardo
Kohli in the
DiCaprio?
Iron Mask. You know
You
what I
put
mean?
Andy in an Iron Mask?
No, real Rahul Kohli in the Iron Mask.
Andy's too pretty for the Iron Mask.
Now here's the thing. We're talking about everybody who's wronged us. Gary Whitta, Rahul Kohli, right?
Naturally.
We got to start paying it forward to the people who've been good to us. Cameron Cuff.
Make him president.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He could be the
Minister
Prime
for
Minister.
life.
Yep.
We put him on the money. We also get them on the dollar because it's just easier.
You take Theresa May, you throw her on a boat with Tony Blair so he can't come back either.
Marissa Tomei?
Theresa May.
Who's Theresa May?
Isn't that the current prime minister?
I don't fucking know.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you take
But I
whoever
like
the
the
current
idea
prime
we have
minister out?
Marissa Tomei in this way more than her.
Oh, you know what? We're brainstorming. Why not?
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah, okay.
Marissa Tomei comes in.
Yeah.
She can hang out with Cameron Cuff. She can be the queen.
And that's the biggest thing is I understand.
The queen to his prime minister.
Yeah.
This is
The queen.
the big
We'll
thing.
call
As
Marissa Tomei the queen mother.
We've come in with a lot of power here.
Yeah.
Obviously. And the question really is, and I understand, again, and this is open to interpretation, whatever, blah, blah, blah. For me right now, America picking itself back
Number
up.
one.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that Congress.
No, House, all right?
Yeah. House Congress.
Yeah.
Right.
Senate.
My
Sorry.
I'm so out of it.
I
Sorry. You're
apologize.
right. You're right. Senate, House. You're right. Do we go over there as this Duke, that Duchess that's taking over? Do we go over there and are we building it into the England we want it to be and need it to be, or are we going over there as sleeper cells? And this is going to be the 51st state at some point. What are we doing about Brexit? First off, we got to learn exactly what it is. Secondly, though, nobody likes it, so we got to stop that shit.
Right. I think to answer your question with the question is, how long do you think it would take us to turn all of England into Harry Potter land?
Oof, now you're really thinking.
Do you see what I'm saying?
You're really thinking.
Can we put Cool Greg in charge of that?
Oh, yeah, there's no better man. Like when we make the announcement, we were like, there's no man better suited to run Harry Potter land than Cool Greg.
And
but
there's
he
no
just tags everything.
Just be real clear. There's no man better suited to run Harry Potter land, aka all of England. Is that what we're doing? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to also understand that wherever Cool Greg lacks, and this, I don't mean this as an insult, Cool Greg, but you're not a perfect human being. Obviously, Cameron Cuff and Marissa Tomei will make up for him.
Yeah.
Great point.
Like to help
Great
lead the
point.
country.
Great point.
I feel like three people easily could lead the entire country. It's a very small country. It's roughly the size of Rhode Island.
It's something like that.
It's something like that, right?
It's close.
I made that up.
I see Cool Greg in charge of all of the Harry Potter continuity, making sure that all of the neighborhoods and the boroughs are in accordance with J.K. Rowling's vision.
To answer your original question, I think when we come in as an invading foreign body.
Gotcha.
And we come in. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yes. You're right there with me, right?
We fly into Heathrow, we land, but
Yeah.
we're real quiet about it. Then we get in a nice boat and we go out into the water and then turn it around.
And then turn it around.
We turn
And they're
every radio station and TV channel to Panama.
But we have to be this. Yeah.
Speedboat.
Yes. Like the end of the Hangover 2 or whatever it was when they just crashed the speedboat. And then but we have to come from not the channel side. We have to come from the other side where there's nothing.
Just the ocean.
Yeah.
Like we're coming
so
from
they're
America.
like, where did they come from? Did these guys take a fucking speedboat?
And they're like, they
from
all
New
turn around,
Jersey?
they're like,
Like, is that where they're from?
And their monocles fall out and they drop their tees and their doilies are blowing off the tables.
Christ,
they
all
were
their
all
fucking-
fucking in like America, the pants that
just-
are like the American flag.
We're throwing actual cookies at them, not biscuits.
Yeah,
We're like, these are fucking cookies. That's what they're called.
Right.
Stop calling them biscuits. Everyone.
Well,
metric system out the fucking window. Celsius out the fucking window.
We're wearing. We're like, these are pants, not underwear, right? Because they call their underwear pants, and
their pants
trousers
are
are
trousers.
pants.
What the fuck? I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
real
That's
thing.
true.
Oh man, these people gotta stop. They gotta go down. I'm sorry, England. We're coming for you. It's not a big deal, but we're gonna
be a
invade
big
your
deal.
country. We're taking you. We're taking the fight to you. Because for the
what
last
we do too.
250 years, we've been in stalemate, Cold War.
Now,
they
as
say
you
with
know,
England.
of course, whenever
since we
there's an
broke free of
invading
this stupid
force
clutch.
that has all the power, because that's what's happened now that our state is England.
Yeah.
There needs to be a rebel group that's going to try to overthrow us, right?
The Rebel Alliance.
You know who we're tapping for this? Mark Freeman. He's an inside sleeper agent. He acts like
He has all our artwork. He knows everything about us.
and he acts like they came into my country and they took it over and they're bad people. But in reality, he's happy with the changes we're making.
He
but
loves
he's
it.
just he's gonna do it. But he's feeding us the
Because
information.
when we ship him merch, it's not going to cost him as much.
100%. We're making the merch there now.
We'll be
Guess what?
recording all of this on England time, and you won't have to stay up till 2
No,
in the morning.
no.
right
We'll
now?
still do
Yeah.
American time. Everything's American time. So
But
American
he'll
time,
work
it's
on
going to be
American
It's just
time.
gonna be
5
like-
p.m. here. It's going to be 5 p.m. there.
I was gonna say, is
But-
this gonna be like? Are we gonna like? There's no vote, but how we just all killed daylight savings
Yeah,
time, right?
that's the goal.
Not, yeah, we got that. Anybody got the information on that? Because Jen asked me.
I
this
have
morning.
no
And
idea.
I was like, oh, we won. She's like, yeah, but what did we win? I'm like, no more daylight savings. Maybe.
If I remember
It
correctly, I
goes
think it
to
just
a
gives
vote
them the
now.
opportunity to vote about it. I don't
Yeah.
think we actually killed daylight savings time.
Oh, we're gonna
I think
kill
it gives. I think it
Trust me,
gives
we're
like
gonna
either
kill
Now
the
we have to keep
state.
track of like 2 different time zone or time
No, because
things
it's
during
gonna.
the year.
The idea is that it's gonna domino effect. We'll get everybody.
Yeah. We did. That's what happened with
Cool,
weed.
guys, do me a favor.
Once we
Open the
legalized
blinds
weed,
right now.
Canada was like, "Oh, that's so
Open the
cool.
blinds.
Let's do it."
What about the rest of the states?
Hold
though?
on. I'm
Fuck
making
the
a
rest of
point
the
here. I'm making a
states.
point.
Yeah.
He's opening the blinds right now. Pitch fucking black.
Hate
Yeah.
it.
It's 5:47. Fuck me, Jesus.
Stupid.
But
Stupid.
Stupid.
But that means that we want daylight savings time all the time.
No, I
'Cause then it would
want
be
it to be
Daylight savings
lighter
time is
Everybody
later.
knows
summer.
what we want. All right. I didn't read the thing. I didn't know what I'm voting on, but I know that everybody knows what I want.
No.
It's not this. I want to spring forward all the time. I never want to fall back.
I never want to fall back.
But when you
I
spring
never,
forward, that is daylight savings.
Fine
want-
then, Joe. That's what it is. Jesus, you understand what I'm saying?
I
want
want
the
it-
kids to go to school when it's dark out.
And you
That's what
want
it is.
to go
and
home
come home when
when
it's light.
Yeah.
I want to go
yeah.
to comedy and have it still be light outside. I want
We're
the
all on
sun
the same page
to have
here.
basically
Well, you're
just
trying to
gone
start all
down
this
right
shit.
when
Fucking summer
when my
camp.
show starts. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Okay.
Last night, I get because when this is the problem. When it gets dark earlier, it shuts off. Like it starts producing that melatonin in your brain. You get tired. You need the sunlight to energize you. It's
true.
Similar to that one
Pete and Pete
exactly
episode.
Pete and Pete episode. Exactly. This is bullshit. On the other hand, though, it is cozy weather.
It
So when I'm
is.
inside, you get cozy fast. I'm gonna go get cozy tonight. It's gonna be great.
It's true.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this
Good
has
one.
been the Game Over
Good
Greggy
one.
Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3, but it was really 2 to begin with. Best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. Yes, Nick.
I just want to say I didn't have any faith that we were gonna crush that topic, but we crushed that topic.
You
We
kidding me?
destroyed
Good
it.
job,
And
Amar.
now everyone in England living in fear of us.
They
And
should
that's
be.
right where we should
Except
be.
Mark Freeman, who understands he will be
He gets
propelled
it.
to the
He
top of
fucking
our
gets it, man.
puppet regime that
When-
we need.
when-
and Cameron Cuff, because he'll be president.
When the
And Marissa
when the
Tomei
British
is
SAS
coming over.
Yeah.
come and invade his apartment, they're gonna see all the posters and be like, we should have known. We should have known. But it'll be too late by then.
Burn them all.
And they got the little billy clubs and their bulldogs.
I think they carry guns now.
No. You know the fucking rigmarole. Watch it live on patreon.com/kindafunny for just $1. You get the pre and post show. We're rolling into a post show right now. If you want to get the pre and post show later, you can get the video version over on Patreon, and we put up each and every Friday. The podcast doesn't come with it, but it also goes up early on Friday. Neither of those have ads. Then, of course, you can go to youtube.com/kindafunny. You get the whole show. Used to be topic by topic. We don't do that anymore because what the fuck would you break this into? Instead, it's just there. It's free.
We had
No pre and post show, though.
3 very distinct movements in this podcast. One was free for all, one was jujitsu, and one was maybe prohibits us from ever going to England again.
They're cowards. They
And
won't stop
Canada.
us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go there, but they'll do that. Like they won't.
Oh, I got nachi and biscuits.
Nailed it. Time for the post show. Until next time, free version. See you later. And here we are with the post show.
Okay, but also, what kind of prestigious role are we going to give Mary Berry?
Oh, yeah, she's going to be the Queen Mother.
The Queen Mother?
Yeah, we let her be the Queen. I apologize. I misspoke.
Right,
she
has to be executed?
We have to
the
show
Queen
that
Mother.
There's no one saved. No, Marion Barry.
Oh, so you're going to make a new queen and then immediately kill her and say that this is democracy.
Well, I guess that would be definitely one way to do it. That would be one way to do it.
I really like her. Can we pick somebody else to be the queen? The sacrificial queen? That'd be great.
I don't really know too many people from British like pop culture.
Dame
Helen Mirren.
Judy Dench. You know what I was trying to get on that one. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm at exhaustion levels of the end of Short Circuit 2, where Johnny Five is rolling to "I Need a Hero" and just bleeding battery power.
Let's see what people. Is Mark Freeman even in the chat today?
He was earlier.
Was he?
Might not be
Son of a
in
bitch.
What time it is over there? Is Cameron Cuff in the chat? That's real quick.
I don't believe so. Did we talk about that picture that Cameron Cuff posted? His gym picture?
Did you?
Holy crap.
I haven't seen it yet. No,
Dude.
look at it now. Is he jacked? I know he's getting shape back for the season 2.
No, he's not getting shape back. This guy's in a shape and I've seen this man.
Is it Twitter or Instagram?
He showed me his
Instagram.
It was a while ago, but
it was like last week. Yeah,
I'll find it.
But no, dude, like this fucking dude. And what I did,
he's a big dude.
He hit me up about something differently, right? You're gonna see, or actually, we should probably have gotten Cool Greg.
Holy fuck!
Right?
Yeah, he's getting jacked. Good for you, Cameron.
Anyways, he had hit me up about something else, and I was like, all right, here you go, blah, blah. And then I was also like, he's like, all right, cool, man. I was like, rank those abs. Jesus, man. He goes, ha. Can confirm that mine were not born in labs.
His was born in that gym.
Cameron Cuff is the best.
Fucking out there, he's hustling.
Good for him, man.
Cool Greg's showing.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Jacked.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I've never seen my body look like that ever. I think the last time I had some sort of an ab was probably in the 1st grade. And then I just got tubby.
Sure.
I just got tabby tubby, like a cat.
Tabby tubby.
I was like,
you got the
my
best
mom,
like things.
What's that?
Tabby tubby, grubby cubby.
Grubby,
really good.
Grubby cubby. I can't take credit for that one. That's my brother. He used to call me Grubby cubby.
There will definitely be random ass moments where I'm either going to bed or brushing my teeth, and I'll think of grubby cubby, and I'll start laughing. They're grubby cubbies.
They are grubby cubbies.
Now, did you see this movement? And I know you didn't because it's on Twitter, and so it's not me talking to you. Because you're analog. You like to be told things.
I do. Well, I have my people.
There's a movement to get the Nick is the best shirt on the Kinda Funny store, which I am 100% for.
Oh no, I did see that because I think Tim was vehemently against it in Twitter or something like that, and so that makes me want to do it more. Yeah. I'm down for that. Let's get it.
Joe,
Let's get it done.
You know people over there. Just call them.
Okay.
Should I call Bernie? Is that what I need to do?
Yes, exactly. That's what you need.
Do we? Here's the big question: do we redesign the shirt, or we just go with whatever that font is that woman at the Express Prints in Daly City did for me?
Also, it could be fan mail to your T-shirt.
That's fair.
We've talked a lot. Yeah.
I did a design for her. This is what I told her to do. Are we done with this?
Yeah, sure.
She was like, what do you want it to look like? I was like, I would like to look exactly like this, justified perfectly. I want it to be big, bold lettering Nick, right? All caps. Is the, on the second line, in smaller lettering, all caps, best, all justified, so it lines up perfectly.
She's like, what's justified mean?
Yeah. I was like, this is what I wanted it to look like. Similar to like the GameOverGreggy shit. Remember when we did that? I just like this as block and it fits perfectly. She goes, no problem. Didn't do any of that. Just put it all in one font. Like he centered and he was like, how's this? I'm like,
good enough.
Even
Thanks,
better.
lady.
Even better.
I'm going to go over to the Orange Julius stand. I'll see you in 30 minutes.
I tell you, I like the way they printed it though, because they printed it direct to garment and I actually got to see that.
Yeah.
And I like it because it's not as, see yours is screen pressed and so it's thicker.
Yeah.
I kind of like it just in the fabric a little bit, which is cool. Like this is obviously like broken up a little bit, but I kind of like that because it's faded a little bit. Looks like people have been wearing it and saying that for years.
Yeah.
Nick's the best. Nick's the best. Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that scale of 1 to 10? How good was that bit?
That's great.
Yeah,
it was a great bit.
Okay.
I feel like every year we should put you in charge of the wheel because you come up with really good things for that.
Thanks.
And just various segments. Because
appreciate
where's
it.
Nick? Excellent segment.
What you should do, honestly, is right now start at Excel doc where you're doing the wheel. That way, when you're gone, it continues on. Because when I got back here,
when I die,
it looked like everybody had, because I took a 2.5 hour nap in the middle of it. Right. When I got back here, it looked like there had been a car accident and there were bodies strewn about. And then it looked like they were in literally hell where they'd spin the wheel and go, oh, I hate this one. Because like you had left and then like
you just left
Kevin
them on?
Put stuff
and then
on,
Kevin
it's funny
put
stuff,
stuff on.
And they're terrible, poorly thought out things.
Yeah.
And then he keeps hitting. The wheel was broken and just spun to the blue one every time. It was terrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Some of those have to to be spur of the
Mark
moment, but
Friedman's
there's
still here, but so tired.
That's fun. There's a few that I have left over for next year. Like Where's It Hidden? That's gonna be a fun one. Hide something on the set and then it explodes. Just gotta find it before it pops.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there. I feel like I burned a lot of it at the IGN stream, but we were able to take some of that forward.
Like what?
Taped together. Oh, we never did tape together, did we?
No, because I'm still fucking scarred from it.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. That was a good time.
We did.
That was a good time.
Did we do Upside Down? I think
Josh McCougar did Upside Down. I think he may have broken the couch, but it's not a big deal.
Well, he had a lot of different configurations of trying to get Upside Down.
Ignacio Ross says, Nick, how does it feel to be the longest running champ? Greg, how does it feel to keep losing to an old fogey? Ignacio, keeping in form, obviously, lovely backhanded compliment. Real talk, though, that was fun.
That was
the Jeopardy was fun.
Dude,
it was hilarious because
back to like Jared's mobile game of bullshit and then the Josh Brady were definitely the fucking best 2 hours of that stream. And the whole thing was awesome.
Here's what I love about working here is that everyone pushes me in their own way, right? And toward a good thing, toward being either more motivated, nicer, more giving, whatever. Greg always pushes me toward competing. Mm-hmm. You are my best competitor here by far. Yeah. Andy sucks. Tim sucks. What was hilarious was it started as a joke, and I was like, it's trivia. Greg's going to destroy this because Greg's got that, like, you have this ridiculous memory. And even when we did the Schmodown thing, I was like, oh, shit, you're leaps and bounds better than me. We got to get back for Schmo. But when I started to get a few of them, I looked over at you, and you gave me the look where you were like, you're not going to fucking win this. You just did that thing where it's like, you're not going to, don't even fucking try.
The problem was, I'll tell you the truth. The problem was, I knew you were going to win it the whole time.
You think so?
Yeah.
No fucking way. You almost won it.
But I knew it when I know how Jeopardy works. It comes down, like, you know what I mean? Unless you're burying someone where I could be like, I risk no points. You know what I mean? Like, there was no way for me to win that. And it was like, but I was like,
you could have got it if it was a different question.
Again, and I don't think that you and Josh talked or anything like that, but it was like such a karma thing because you said it yourself of it. If Greg would have taken my advice and watched this movie when I told him to 4 years ago or whatever it was. But when I was like, man, Paul Feig and Ghostbusters, that could be interesting. Like, the Heat's actually funny and you should watch it.
It's you probably will hate it. But what was hilarious about that was I look over at you, give me the look, and then I look at Tim, and Tim's eyes are just pointing in different directions. Tim at one point answered when asked what Florida city is this Bachelorette contestant from, his answer was Florida, because that's all he heard. God, that was great. Oh my God. Ignacio, you can just go spit.
Suck it.
You can suck it, sir.
Yeah, that was a good. This was my favorite Extra Life by far.
100%. This is our best work. This is our best work for sure.
What stream did we do where I had to wax your back?
That was an anniversary stream.
Was that an anniversary stream? Was that when one ping only happened?
Yeah.
That was good
One
too.
ping
One
only.
ping only.
God. I'm going to throw you off one of the million bridges in America.
Are there millions of bridges in America? Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
Yeah.
There might be millions of bridges.
No, it was very much like authentic bridges, like the Brooklyn Bridge. No. What I'm thinking of, like little bridges.
Small bridges.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's definitely a million probably. There's at least 10 in each town.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your post show. It's late here. It's pitch black because everything sucks. We're tired. I could barely put together a sentence. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Everyone, you guys to point real quick.
It's all you, Nick.
What do we normally say?
I'll do it. I'll do it from here.
Okay.
You just do the pointing.
Cool. Ready?
Yeah. You ready? Cool, Greg?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the GameOverGreggy show, everybody.
Do it again. Do it again.
No, keep this going.
All right.
You're watching this. This is great. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click here to go support us on Patreon. Click here for a list of other episodes. And click down here for Cool Greg's Fun Hole.